Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's another episode of the Rowdy Boyz Network, A Worthy Addiction, and introducing the prima donna that's got to go on live as we're supposed to be on live to introduce ourselves. The host of the show, Toy Addict 17.
Thank you. And yes, it's because I forgot to go live when I was supposed to, because I always do a damn pre-show, and today was today that I forgot. But fuck it, we're here, right? Yes. Let me introduce to you guys my host, my co-host. He is the guy who simultaneously beat Godzilla in a cockfight. Ladies and gentlemen, Unworthy Collector in the house.
Thank you.
In the flesh.
He meant to say simultaneously beat King Kong and Godzilla. But he got thinking about my King Kong ding dong and forgot what he was trying to say.
Well, listen, Godzilla is the king of the monsters. So who better than to beat the king of the monsters than Unworthy Collector, right?
The monster. That's right.
The monster. So how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. I can't complain at all. I could complain. There's a lot of shit going on, but I'm just gonna say instead, I'm doing great and I can't complain. Everything's been good.
That's a beautiful way of looking at things. See, me, I can complain. I'm going to complain. But you know why I'm going to complain?
I want to hear why you're going to complain. Actually, I'm very interested.
Well, I'm going to tell you. It's been really hot over here. I know we can't stop it from being too hot. I mean, unless you're home and you have like a good AC or a good central air. But man, it's been like parts at work. Like the AC works in certain parts in the hospital, but like, dude, there's certain spots that it feels like a fucking sauna. Like I was like sweating within like 2 jobs. Like, and I'm usually not like, I was just like pouring sweat. And then it started sweating in certain areas. So it looked weird. And then, it's just, that's what I'm complaining about. And then, and it's funny because the guy that's complaining about being fucking hot, it's wearing a hoodie.
I was going to point the irony of that, but this is your bit. I'm letting you go with
it. Hey, and listen, and just to showcase this awesome Chubsy Wubsy hoodie, which I got from the man himself, Chubsy Wubsy. If you're not following Chubsy Wubsy, go follow him. He's awesome. He has an awesome store. Great merchandise.
How much do you have to pay him to let you plug his store?
I don't know. I do it for free.
Because that's like, is he being charitable? He's like, yeah, I guess. Go ahead. You can mention my show or my store.
Well, I mean, I just, he's a great guy. So, I mean, what the hell? Like, I mean, I do it for free. It's Chubsy. So, yeah, dude.
So, what do you do when you get all hot and sweaty? Do you get any adverse effects going on?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And that's a good segue to promote our new product, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we should probably.
All right. So for anybody that knows Unworthy here, he introduced us to a new product, which helped me out as well. And I think we've gotten a lot of great testimonies from a lot of men who have tried it. And so this is our commercial. Have you ever felt like between your thighs felt like the 4th of July? Or are you sick and tired of your balls being clingy with one another? Well, we have a solution for that.
We do.
When your balls are lit, get ball stick. Now, Unworthy. So, Unworthy, explain to us what ball sticks is.
So, it is you might be confused. It looks like an antiperspirant deodorant stick, but that is the beauty of the design. It is a Mary Chafing Carpenter healing agent that you rub on your inner thighs, or if you got the double-sized booty. I don't personally. I got no booty at all. You can get it in between the cheeks for when they're rubbing together and chafing. Get right up underneath the balls. Get the powder fresh scent or neutral. If you don't want scented, you can get neutral. But powder fresh scent is the way to go. It is. Yeah. It's life-changing. It's life-changing.
It is.
And
it really is.
As our commercials evolve here, you're going to hear all the testimonials from people about how good ball stick is. It's already changing lives. I'm out here doing God's work.
He is. He really is. And these photos tell you everything. If you don't believe what we're saying, just look at my face here.
Yeah, miserable.
You see,
Mary Chapin Carpenter going on the thighs. Just not
you
good.
see the flames. It's really bad. Look at the flames coming up, and then after
Burning.
a couple of strokes of that ball sticks, look at me. Look,
Fucking happy
smoke
as a
is.
clam.
So again, for everyone on the chat, when your balls are lit, get ball stick.
Go get you a stick.
All
That's
right.
right.
So
And the one last thing I will say about that is, if you're used to using baby powder, you're gonna think it's insane to rub a deodorant stick on your nuts. But
okay.
how many times you ever put baby powder on your nuts and then sat down, it blows out all over your furniture, or your kids go-kart, whatever, like whatever you're sitting on right after. Baby powder everywhere, and everybody knows exactly what you just did. You sit down after using ball stick, you get no powder, but you get a little whiff of that smell. Yeah. And it's like, oh man, my balls smell amazing.
And you imagine putting a shit ton of powder and like you're on a date or you're going over and you're meeting your girlfriend's parents and then you just leave that big ass fucking powder stain.
It's embarrassing. I'm sure it's got to be embarrassing.
They get up and it jumps and then you see it looks like smoke every time. It looks like LeBron James when he's ready to when he's about to start the game where he he does his little bid. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. All right. Well, it's Thursday. Again, as always, you guys in the chat, everybody watching, you could have been anywhere on social media. You could have been on a porn site. You could have been watching reruns of your favorite TV sitcoms. But you chose to be with me and Unworthy tonight. And we have an amazing guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a legend. And Unworthy, you said it best earlier. He is a man who wears a beard better than
anybody on YouTube. Go ahead and look it up. Go look up best beards on YouTube, and our guest, he pops up.
Yes,
I'm telling you right now,
ladies and gentlemen,
I did the research.
Without further ado, let me introduce to you guys the host of State of the Art on Mondays. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Unboxing Art in the house.
What's up, fellas? Wednesday.
How is it going tonight, Art?
Oh, Wednesday, not Mondays. Mondays is the other show.
I gotta say that
That's what I get for getting amateurs.
You guys definitely changed my life with ball stick. Okay.
Not
only can I glide around like a slip and slide, but I also feel like Iceman, leaving my little ice trail as I glide around. No chafing, no burning, no. It's just so nice and cool and breezy.
There you go.
Yeah, and that sponsorship check is in the mail, Art.
There you go.
So what is up, fellas?
Nothing much. Art, how have you been, man? What's new? What's been going on, dude?
Oh man, everything is going on. There's real life stuff, which sounds crappy, but it's gonna be good when it's done. Getting the separation, selling the house, packing up my collection, gonna be moving, having to get a new house, but it'll all work out because then I can sort of get the house around my collection a little bit.
There you go.
So no stress to trying to get.
You don't need no woman hindering your collection.
No, absolutely.
No, not at all. But it's also you don't need to be in a toxic and abusive relationship.
That also.
That is so true. That is true. Very true.
But that's oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say that's the negative side of things, but as for good things, toys, the toy community, collecting, friends, all that stuff keeps a lot of that negativity at bay. Especially when you're just playing with plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're talking about the plastic.
Is the utensil that heals.
Exactly.
And pleases too.
It does.
For all you,
that's usually silicone.
I mean, you might need some lube, but
yeah, that's the next product we're gonna have to put out.
So Art, we've chopped it up before, Art. I've had you on like when I was doing the movie talk. I've had you on a couple of times, man, and I've always had great times with you just talking movies. You've actually put me on to one of the scariest fucking movies I've ever watched, which was The Incantation. If nobody's ever watched Incantation, go watch Incantation and then let me know what you think of it. That movie was fucking crazy. So Art has a great knowledge of horror movies or movies in general. Like he's great at that. And also a great knowledge of like toys. Like, dude, like your show is amazing. And I love watching your show. You and Josh whenever he's on. So
for like the 5 minutes.
Whenever he's on, I love it. Hey, Josh, if you're watching, much love to you, buddy. But let's say what's up to the chat. The chat's here, so we want to see who's on. So
what's up, chat? Now let's hear more from the best beard on the YouTube.
Yeah. All right, we got our boy First Strike Figs in the house. What's up, buddy?
What's up? You know, First Strike told me today that I'm gorgeous, and I was like, I have never been more complimented in my life.
Listen, First Strike, you stay away from my man, buddy. Collectibles Fun. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
What's up, Matt?
All right, here's a guy who has more. He is notorious for the most divorce in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Green Geek 88, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like, I'm telling you,
I just gotta, you said that funny. He's not had the most divorces. He's caused the most divorces.
Not that. Yeah, he's caused. Yeah, he's the guy you don't want to invite over your house. or have him come over and leave and step out for a sec. You don't want that.
Because... Yeah, or he's the guy, if you pull in your driveway from work and your wife's been home all day and you pull in your driveway from work and then you see Green's car there and you're like, oh man. But out of respect to the guy, you just you wait outside till he tells you it's okay to come back into your own house.
That's true. That's very true. Boy, our Cal the Collector, what's up? Welcome. We got our rowdy brother AB in the house. We got Mr. Judson Osgood. Hola. What's going on? Welcome. Mikey V in the house.
Mikey
V in the house. Who else we got? Zemina Carolina Gile Abello. Wow. Hello, good night since Colombia. Kisses to all. All right, hey. Kisses to you.
Back at you, honey.
My son, 88 Figs, is in the house. What's up, Ozzy?
What's up, Ozzy?
Toy Art Unlimited in the house. And then we got Lord Galvatron 80. What's going on? Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And with that being said, if you have not hit the like and subscribe, please do so right now if you want to support. If you like what we do, if you just like to kick back and relax. Whatever.
Or don't, because we're just going to keep doing it anyway. Like, whether you guys subscribe, whatever.
We know where you live now. So we know you're commenting. We know where you live. So you might as well like and subscribe. Okay.
Yes.
The NSA already put your address in our phone. So if you don't like and subscribe, we're on to you.
Mm-hmm. We're going to find you. We're going to meet up we're going to run into you at a convention. We're going to tell you that you're a Richard Grayson.
That's right.
So
Richard.
Guys, as much as I said this in the last episode, as much as I didn't want to dwell on toys and San Diego, it's really hard not to dwell on San Diego and toys because a lot of stuff, it just keeps coming. Like, it wasn't something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many reveals. And now Hot Sideshow, they revealed the Sideshow exclusive or convention exclusive Hot Toys too, right? They have the Anakin Skywalker, they have the Joker from the Dark Knight with the with the whole explosive gig. They had a bunch of the what's that show with the bug looking Power Ranger looking guy? What is that? Cam Rider or something like that, right? What am I saying? Am I saying that right? Kamen Rider. I'll say Cam Rider. So we had
like an adult film.
So we had a bunch of reveals. So Art, what are some of the things? I know you've talked about this on your show a couple of times. What are some of the things that really stood out to you as far as San Diego that you're really excited about, man?
He's getting a little bit ahead of himself here, Art. What he meant to say was, Art, introduce yourself. Act like we don't know you. Act like the chat don't know who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your show, and then we'll get into what Hippie Longsongs over here was talking about.
So this is that's why I love this guy, right?
So I'm unboxing Art. If you guys haven't heard of me or seen me, I got I think I'm definitely over 1,000 videos on YouTube now. Do a lot of reviews, give honest reviews. And honestly, it's like, that's what I do. It's like, do the honest reviews. Hopefully companies will see it or hear it, and then they can evolve from that constructive criticism. So I started that off as a hobby. Started off back when I was collecting like Slipknot masks and stuff like that. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to do toys now, and just been riding with it, having fun with it. And everybody started, like, once COVID hit, it felt like everybody wanted entertainment on, like, YouTube. And I think what needed the most and was lacking the most was the toy collecting community. So I was like, hey, why don't I do it? Everybody else is doing it. And then I was respectful of thinking of when people are going on, when would be the best thing. So I chose my Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because I didn't want to overstep onto people's streams. That's just how I am. I'm respectful to everybody in the community. I want to help everybody. And because we can all grow together. Unlike the one big tyrant that doesn't want to do or help anybody. He just wants to gobble it all and complains about working one day at his real job. But
I'm not sure who you're talking about, but that sounds awful familiar.
Yeah, it's very, but it's just one of those things. There's plenty of toys out there, plenty of personalities out there. We can all just grow together, have a good time, and just be like a bunch of kids on the same block collecting toys and wanting to show off toys and talk about toys. That's sort of what it is. So I stand by that. And I don't care if you collect like one figure to 1,000 figures, and it doesn't matter if you collect My Little Pony to a wad of gum shaped as a figure or something. like collecting, it's all good. Whatever brings you joy and happiness. And so I just basically do reviews, and I go live and talk about toys and all that stuff. And I try to have some cool guests, some indie creators that make action figures or stuff like that. I've had Ace from Ramen Toys on. I've had Bobby from Valaverse. I've had Zach from Diamond Select. Who else I have on there? Dacre from Almighty Legend. I think Will.
You're kind of a big deal. You're underselling it here, but you're kind of a big deal.
Like, right?
I don't feel like I'm a big deal. I just.
Oh, you're too modest, sir.
I appreciate the modest attitude, though.
I mean, I just want to have fun and talk figures with people. I mean, that's really what it's about.
Now, Art, what types of, like, being a toy reviewer and just a collector itself, what's some of the toys that you grew up with, like, you were collecting as a kid?
I mean, definitely some of the classics like G.I. Joe, Turtles, Motu. Back then trading cards were big, like Garbage Pail Kids and Wacky Packages and all the X-Men cards and stuff like that. Comics was big. Like, I was born in the 80s, so it's like I got like some of the best toy experience as a kid, because it's like you just went there, you got the grossest stuff, like Boglins. Like, I'm so glad that they brought these back out. There is an original one sort of right there, but Boglins were a thing. But yeah, mainly G.I. Joes and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would say, were probably the main ones.
So, now, what would you say was the hardest thing? Because being unworthy, right? We started this show, right? What would you say what was the hardest thing starting your own YouTube channel and trying to like what was the hardest thing doing all that? Like, was it something like you thought of yourself? Like when you were thinking about it, like what was like the challenges that you ran into, like doing your own show and like stuff?
Lighting, like background, like you really got to have a setup. Like, I started like with just a blank table, and I just put a bunch of figures and stuff in the background to make a background. But I would say just making sure, like, I don't know, for me, I'm not see if I can use an example. So what I didn't want to do was be that guy that's reviewing something and having my ass on the camera like this and being like, hey, I got this figure. You could do all this and this, because nobody gives a shit about this.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And it's like, that's why, like, you want to see this. You want to see the details. You want to see the articulation. You can see my hands. Was my focus. And plus I have the voice for it.
Yeah.
But you have such a silky smooth voice. Like, you got, and if you did audiobooks, like if you narrated audiobooks, man, those things would be flying off your digital shelf.
I need to do some animation voiceovers or something. Get in some anime.
That too. I always say when I meet somebody who has like a real silky, buttery, really good voice, I always compare it to audiobooks, because I like to read a lot. but my job makes me drive a lot, so like I can't always read, so I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and you get a lot of stares from or weird looks from people when you're like, "Oh man, you got a voice for audiobooks."
But the challenge, I guess, is just trying to be unique, and really wanting to do smooth ass voice. But I really just wanted to do something that was professional level, and it's of course starting off. I was like, I need to do something better, and then I was like, I want to have a little bit of an animated intro. My intro's still not where I want it to be, but it's just like you got to start somewhere. Even if it's with a crappy 720p or lower camera, you got to start somewhere, and then you just evolve. You learn, like making friends. I mean, from me make friends with Toy Addict and everybody else. Is like you start learning, picking up like figure photography, lighting. It's like, oh, that would help with my reviews, but then I can also use them for my thumbnails, and it's just you're constantly evolving. That's why at the end of my videos, I'm like, subscribe. It helps the channel evolve and grow. That's what I mean by it. It's like,
yeah. I agree.
We can't just stay at the bottom. We got to constantly keep going. I mean,
So-
ideally, I would love to be at Glenn Webb level, because I loved his reviews for what he did.
He was great.
But he's just a one of a kind person. And
I don't know who that is. Usually, if I need toy reviews, I go to Unboxing Art.
Oh.
But it's a shame because I look up Unboxing Art, Mongol, DC Multiverse McFarlane review, and like it's not on there. So I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I buy this fucking thing or do I not?
Yeah. Well, now if you Google Unboxing Art, there's like this weird school that pops up that wasn't named that name until I started sort of getting more subscribers. It's like
those trademark biting bastards.
They named themselves, they were like the Dark Poet Society or something, but now they're called Unboxing Art, and I'm like, that's weird. And they have a YouTube as well, but can't do nothing about it because it's different content.
I just checked NSA, just put their address in my phone. I'm gonna fucking pay them a visit.
And,
well, I mean, like going back to that comment about Glenn Webb, like who were like some of your inspirations besides Glenn Webb? Was he the only one that inspired you to like start your own YouTube? I mean, me personally, I was always big on like watching Shartimus Prime, right? Until like I started realizing certain things, and we're not gonna dwell into those. But then like I started watching a lot of like what was it? Oh my goodness, I totally forgot his name. He does a review spot. He calls himself Spot. And then D Amazing, I actually met D Amazing. I'm chopped it up with a couple of times. He's a great guy. But like
D
Amazing is amazing.
His name is apropos.
So like besides Glenn Webb, like who are other people who inspired you to kind of like start your own show?
I could list off a bunch, to be honest. Like
top five. I need top five. If you got five.
I mean, Just Jay Hernandez, D Amazing, Parallel Universe. That's three, so I need two more. I mean, the Foosh is up there, and I do watch.
Robo is dope, though.
Trying to think who like Toy Bro. I think he has the orange background. Like some of his stuff's pretty solid.
There's a new one that I've been I watched. I came onto his page by doing a collab. He does some figure photography as well as doing the reviews. It's like I think it's like Basement Boys Toys.
Wait,
I don't know. I have my phone on airplane because it keeps on going off, so like I can't even pull it up. It's a Basement Boys Toys reviews or Basement Boy. I'll put them in a link in my bio.
Basement Toys. It's another.
It's definitely not what it sounds like. It's definitely not what it sounds like.
I was interested. Like you said, basement. I was like, what are we talking about here? What is going on?
Bunch of dudes in cages, butt naked with butt plugs.
Look at the articulation on this one.
This guy has a ball stick in his ass.
Why does he look like he has a horse's tail?
I'm gonna pull it up so I'm not misquoting their name.
So Art, what would you say was your best interview so far on your show? Like, what would you say is the interview that really like you were like, this was the one right here? And I know you got so many that are coming, and I know, and we were talking before the show even started. We were talking about like, this special guest you were supposed, the one that slipped away. Well, it's never too late. You know what? It can happen, right? So, a matter of fact, tell everybody this story. I want the chat to know this story because it's pretty cool. Like, if you land this, I'm gonna be there day one just to watch it. I'm gonna watch this. I mean, I'm watching all the time, but I'm gonna watch this one.
I'm always on YouTube checking stuff out, and I came across this guy that wrestled, and it was in this like I've never heard of Ring of Honor, and I used to watch his stuff because he was like he collected toys, and I'm always like looking at I want like to bring some people that you wouldn't think would be into toys.
Oh man, I got 2 people that popped into my head immediately when you started saying it.
And so there's a guy that some of you might know is Dan Housen, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna get him on here. And then coincidentally, he's from my home state, Michigan. And another coincidence is like one of my friends from Michigan knows him. And I just was I was like, man, I want to get him on here. And it's before his YouTube channel like exploded and he was just everywhere. He didn't get in, he wasn't on AEW yet or anything like that. But I basically hit up my buddy who told me to message Dan Housen. I messaged Dan Housen, and then he exploded and he was everywhere. And it was just like, it's sort of at a stalemate right now. And I hit my buddy up. I'm like, dude, I was like, what's going on with it? Do you think you could help? And he's just like, hey, he's probably just super slammed with everything, which I believe it. Cause I mean, you see where the guy's at, he's everywhere. So I'm still going to keep going for it, but that would be, I want to start grabbing people that are willing to talk, that are maybe wrestlers, musicians, actors, whoever I can grab just to get on to just talk about collecting, because it's like, I feel like there's still people that feel like we're a small group of people. And it's weird. And some people might look at it like, you're adults that collect toys. It's like, no, you don't understand.
I get that all the time at family reunions.
I can't even tell people. I can't tell people that.
Right.
I don't have the heart to.
You meet a girl and you're like, damn, how do you talk? How do you tell her I have a room full of toys? But the main thing is like all of this stuff, since I do art as well, but it's like all this stuff is art. It's little sculptures. They are sculpted by people.
Yeah.
So we just get to get our hands on and pose them up and then create more art with them. And then we get to surround ourselves. It's like, I feel like if everybody has their ideal collecting room, that if you were able to go in, if I went into Toy Addicts or if I went in Unworthies or they went into mine, it's sort of like you're entering a part of their brain. That's their inspiration and stuff that you're just like, this is definitely Toy Addict or this is definitely Unworthy. Like you're going to feel that presence and it's just, you're going to be in awe and you're just going to want to just get lost in it. And that's how a toy collecting room should be, like inspiring. I'm
going to be honest with you. You probably don't want to get lost in any of my rooms because there's mad piles of laundry up in this motherfucker.
Well, that's because you're covering like the Buffalo Bill pit that you have in there.
Yeah. You know? I did check it. Basement boy banter. I forgot again.
I can picture like the fucking on the doorknob. There's this cheetah print Speedo just hanging there.
No, it's leopard print.
Oh, it's leopard print. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just to piggyback a little bit on what you said about like the rooms and stuff, right? So, not to get off topic, but I had a certain stranger come up to me today, and like I was talking about I love horror movies and how I watch horror movies. And,
different stranger than I thought you were going to tell me the one about the drug.
So no, not that one. So this person went ahead and started this whole thing about like, hey, you should be very careful with the movies you watch. That those sort of movies allow those demonic spirits in your house. And I was like, yeah, I have dinner with.
Sounds like an old white lady. Did you slap her? You're like, shut your ass down.
It was so funny. She said that, like, I brought this up in a chat that we're in, and then like I sent them a gif of somebody with a Michael Myers mask drinking coffee saying good morning. Because honestly, like, I'm like it's like I was telling, like, we got into the conversation of like we were talking movies and then I'm talking horror, right? And the stuff that I like, right? And the first thing that they say is like, well, you should be careful because you're like really opening doorways to spirits and demonics. things to come into your home. I'm like, well, I mean, shit, I hope the motherfuckers help me pay rent because, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
10 of them motherfuckers in. You'll move 10 of them in if they can help pay rent.
I'm like, listen, if any of those spirits look anything like the fucking, did you guys ever watch 13 Ghosts? What was the big breasted ghost?
Oh, if I'll move 20 of them in.
I'm doing like rituals in the fucking living room just so I could get like 15 of that to show up. Like, I'm down for that shit. But like, yeah, it was weird as fuck. But you're absolutely right, dude. Like, it's again, it's like
he forgot what you're right about, but he knows that you're right.
So our next question I have is what is a dream besides Danhausen? What is a dream? Me personally, I've always wanted to see if I could get Tony Todd on. Like, I want to pick his brain and talk to Tony Todd. If anybody know who Tony Todd is, that's
you'd have to have him as a fucking guest host because I am not getting on no fucking camera with that guy.
With Tony Todd,
I'll fuck around and say Candyman too many times and like bees. I'm allergic to bees. It's not happening.
He would probably be happy. He'd probably be yeah. Like I would love to get Tony Todd.
Boom, and then bees coming out. I'll be fucking dead.
Yeah, Tony Todd would definitely be the guy that I would love to get on the show and just like talk about his movies and his career and just like have him like do the like I would like pay him to do like, you know how we have in the beginning of the show, we have the whole bit about like, this is not a show promoting drugs. Like I want him to like narrate that as Candyman. No, he has to do it as Candyman. So who would be like a dream person for you? Like besides Danhausen, right? Because you said you want Danhausen, but like who would be somebody like you would really want as a guest on your show and for you to interview and just get to know and stuff?
I want to pin that and go back to your Karen situation with the horror.
Okay.
Because
my Karen situation.
Right. Your Karen situation, if she was smart, she'd realize that with your knowledge of horror movies, that you would be the least likely person to bring in demons because you're not going to pick up a book that's wrapped in barbed wire and open it up and read some incantations out of the damn thing out loud. So it's like you have knowledge that she wouldn't have. So it's like you wouldn't have demons in your house. And then anytime somebody talks about horror movies, just tell them they need to go watch the Sadness movie, you know, and that's
seriously.
Or any Ben Affleck movie. Like you could either have ghosts entering your house because of the horror movies, or you could have Ben Affleck on your fucking TV screen.
Wait, did you see Sadness Unworthy?
Is Ben Affleck in that?
No, it's a horror movie.
He has this fucking thing with Ben Affleck. What is going on?
I hate his face. I fucking hate his face.
But if you haven't, and it'll probably be you'll never watch it again. But the Sadness, the movie's called The Sadness. Watch it. It's it's Asian. I want to say like Korean. It might be, but it's basically a foreign film. It's
always those Korean scary fucking.
It's super violent. It'll make you feel uncomfortable. And afterwards, you just be like, you feel like you just ran a mile because you're sweating. It's just like it's worth watching. It's good. It'll mess your mind up a little bit.
I have the Descent. That's the one I watched it one time. I slept with my fucking lights on in my house for like 3 months afterwards.
The Descent was so good. The second one, not so much.
No, I've never watched it again. I watched it one time. I don't even remember anything that happens. I just know that when anybody asks, "Have you watched The Descent?" And I'm just like, I'm a pagan. I'm like, Hail Mary, full of grace, or whatever the fuck.
So you didn't watch like As Above, As Below, or anything like that?
Nope. No, I don't like those. I don't like that shit.
You know,
I watch Teen Titans Go.
You know, going back to what you were saying, Art, like about like having a book with barbed wire. Did you watch Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah, the movie was fantastic.
It was phenomenal, right?
The actress deserves so many awards.
I'm gonna get the pleasure of meeting her on August 5th, so I cannot wait to meet her.
So you need to come on your show.
Oh yeah, I might. I'm gonna plug the hell out of this show. I was like, hey, listen, I'm a lie. I'm gonna say, hey, we have like 1 billion subscribers. You should definitely come on.
And then just show her the unboxing Art's page and be like, see, this is our page. We got hella fucking subscribers.
Right. No, but going back to that movie, like I would probably be that little boy who plays the fucking like the recordings, like the fucking the book, open the book and just do the video. I would be that guy. I don't know why.
No, that's awful. That's the worst thing you could do.
I would be that guy. I don't know.
I wouldn't even have dropped in that hole, bro. I wouldn't have went in the hole.
You know what? The entire time I'm watching the movie, I would have like.
Danny knows something about going in holes he's not supposed to be.
Yeah,
especially ones that can close on him at any moment.
Yeah. Yes. Or create life, like those are serious.
Hey, what's up, Rider Kick?
Joe Rogan Experience.
You might have heard of it before.
Oh, come on, Vico.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
Back to who I'd like to have. Like I mean, there's so many, but as somebody that's a toy collector that you would want, I would like to have Corey Taylor from Slipknot. I would like to have him as a guest. I mean, he's a big comic and toy fan, and he always gets interviewed by people that aren't really in that genre. They're like music heads and stuff. Like I'm like, cool, you're in Slipknot, love your music, but I don't want to talk about Slipknot. I want to talk about like really collecting and toys and stuff like that.
Let's not even mention you're in a band.
Right, exactly. Like I wouldn't even promote that I'm gonna have you on, but it's like I just want to, talk to him as like, I'm sure with him traveling and stuff, he can get a hold of stuff that, in different countries that you probably wouldn't have ever expected to have. And I'd like to see his collection, all that type of stuff. But that'll never happen because,
I'll never say never.
Yeah, seriously, right? Another person I think I would love to have as a guest would be Unworthy Collector. Like I would love Unworthy to be a guest on the show he's already on. I want to.
Oh man, can you imagine? I'd have to like pre-record and like take 2 weeks to memorize like the timing.
You'd see
the live action me being like, oh fuck, I forgot my lines.
It'd be the leopard print banana hammock version.
Yeah,
spray tan.
We should definitely
commercial coming soon.
We should definitely do that. Like we should like plan to do that shit one time.
You guys probably could.
Now I got a question as far as guests. And Danny didn't get the illusion that you were speaking on earlier about a certain somebody, and then he mentioned him. So like if you were able to have a discussion or have like kind of a joint show episode with Shartimus Prime, was that something that you would actually entertain?
Probably not. I mean, if he'd be, maybe he'd be willing to like answer questions and not avoid things.
Okay.
Because it's like, I understand you get popular and you get subscribers and you start getting this following, and it's like, it doesn't mean you have to get a big head and forget where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he started off just fucking same thing as you were saying, with his face in the picture, holding. Oh, here is this figure. Look at the.
He still can pose figures like crazy. He's a great figure poser and stuff like that. It's just like, don't forget where you came from. Don't be treating people a certain way. Don't be having a tantrum because you're not getting enough, OnlyFans subscriptions. And, it's...
Holy shit, does he have an OnlyFans?
No.
What the fuck does he model? I can see his OnlyFans.
I was going to say, it wouldn't surprise
Patreon. But no, it's just like, man, just be real. Like, stuff takes time. We're all grinding at it. We're all... Like I'm working 40 plus hours a week. I'm still able to try to pop out reviews, try to do this. And it's like, you just got to make it work. But it's like, I don't really see these bigger names like reaching out and trying to like, collab with people or just bring them on and be like, hey, let's talk about stuff. Like it's always, they're too good to do that.
Yeah.
They get up to this echelon and they're like, then looking down their nose at the people who were starting where they started.
Right.
I'm way too fucking big for my britches.
But that's because he has a hog, man. That thing is like the size of the.
That's why I can't even wear pants.
Cans.
I can't wear. Well, it's a Red Bull can.
It's like an Arizona tea can.
It's like the 16-ounce Red Bull cans, just the mini brands version of a 16-ounce.
And he has to like ball stick like he's getting ready to for a hot dog. So he's like just going along in the base, and then he has to tuck it up in between the cheeks.
Absolutely. Gotta work it in there. Yeah, make sure you cover all crevices with the ball stick. Trademark pending.
For everybody who's just joined, ball stick is like the new product, so definitely get that. I'm telling you, it works. I tried it, and it's been amazing. Like, and you smell good too. You smell good. They know, definitely a game changer.
Dude, so Art, if you have those farts where you fart and it comes up underneath your ball sack and it's bubbles out the front, like you're like, smells like spring.
Beautiful.
Like,
oh man.
Yeah, seriously. Like you get between.
I do feel lavender fresh.
Now imagine this. Imagine you like trying to like apply the ball stick and you got your legs up in the air like this, right? And you're like trying to like apply it to your gooch, and like your wife or somebody walks in as you're like doing one of these. That's fucking crazy.
What if you're super relaxed and you're doing it and somebody walks in, you actually drop it and then your butt just eats it.
Swallows it.
It's like Boba Fett in the pit, like it's gone.
Now, funny enough, this isn't something that happened to me, but a very close friend of mine. I got him onto the ball stick like 2 years ago, because like I just shared the ball stick trick last week, but I had a friend that I shared this with him when like 2 days after it happened, and he was telling me, just like me, he worked in construction and. Sweaty, hot, you're outside in the nature, you're outside in the heat. And he had told me about how one day he had come home because he was so chafed and so sore that he had got the baby powder out. And he got the baby powder out. He got on his couch, no drawers, and like he had his legs up trying to powder. And then in walks one of his friend's wives. And he goes, I was mortified. He goes, I didn't know what to say. I just looked at her and I was like, this isn't what it looks like, except it is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Dude, I went to fucking Walmart to buy that secret secret deodorant, but I was with one of my kids, and my kids were like, Dad, because they're so used to
start wearing ladies deodorant.
Yeah, right. That's what I was like. That's the first thing. She's just like, Dad, that's for ladies. I'm like, yeah, I use it for other stuff. She's like, wait, but it's for ladies. So like there was like a moment where like I was around my son and I applied the thing.
Oh my God. Don't do it in front of your kids. What's wrong with you?
No, not in front of my kids. But then, you put enough of it where you can smell it. It's like, Dad, like I could only imagine somebody that's doing it, and like he comes home and hugs his wife, and she's like, "Were you with another woman? Because all you smell is that."
Well, I don't know if she'd be hugging. I think it'd be going down there, and then like, oh wait, what? Somebody already been here?
But, that's why you go with the powder fresh, because like your lady, especially if you're already prone to the Mary Chafin Carpenter, like if you use the powder all the time, you use the powder fresh ball stick, trademark pending. And like she won't know the difference.
Yeah,
just think you overdosed on baby powder, but then you're gonna stand up, and that powder trail is not gonna be on your furniture. She's gonna be like, wait,
the powder trail starts becoming like a paste because it's the sweat and stuff, and you just like you got this chunks of this like paste just falling out.
And then they came out with like liquid baby powder. Did anybody ever try that? That fucking shit was garbage.
No.
It was a liquid, and it was supposed to feel like the powder, and like, but it was almost like sex lube. Like my fingers were sticking together after trying to rub it in.
It probably was sex lube. That's what it probably was.
I might have got the bottles mixed up. I don't know.
There's people that were using like the Gold Bond foot powder down there too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking
that mentholiness and stuff.
That's
like
hardcore right there. I gotta tell you, if I got the chafing going on, the last thing I want is anything minty. This feels like it's gonna sting.
Dude, that's why I can't mess with Old Spice deodorant, man.
That shit is rough.
I went on a cruise and we did stop and went to a water park, and I was using Swagger because that stuff smells good. It was like either Swagger or Bear Claw or something like that. I went into the pool and my armpit started to burn. And I was like,
that's called a chemical reaction.
Yes. So the Old Spice is reacting with the chlorine in the pool. So I had to get out there with a towel and just start like trying to wipe under my pits, try to get. It was awful.
It's on fire! It's on fire!
Right. Get out of the pool! It's acid.
You know what's sad? Like I feel like a lot of people will like mistake and not buy Secret and they'll buy that one and they'll apply it's like fucking unworthy. So they'll like start walking.
Yeah, no, you don't get the clear shit because it's alcohol based. Don't do that. That's why the A-worthy addiction ball stick, trademark pending, is it's the powder. It's the solid white. Don't get that clear alcohol shit because boy, that fucking burns.
Listen, if you buy the alcohol shit, this is what you're gonna look like.
Yeah, on fire.
On fire. Only ball stick, guys. Only buy the ball stick.
Trademark pending.
Trademark pending. So now, Art, going back to can I ask the question now, Unworthy? Is it okay?
Yeah, now you can. Yeah, we're good now.
Thank you. I just want to make sure.
I think we know who our guest is. He's cool. Look at that beard. All right, ask your question.
So, Art, like we had San Diego Comic-Con, a bunch of reveals. You talked about it on your show. We discussed a little bit on our show. Everybody discussed it. Everybody was fucking talking about San Diego, right? What are some of the things you're most excited about that are dropping this year or next year? Or 3 years from now.
Joe. Everything G.I. Joe. I think like for Hasbro, G.I. Joe is definitely like they took the show. And then I would say I'm not excited for it, but they also like the Star Wars vintage stuff that they're dropping. Like I feel like was hitting home for a lot of people. I think that's a line that is like, man, your 3 3/4 figures are taking a dump on your Black Series figures. Like they're so much better. Yeah. But definitely the Joe stuff. And then there's a couple Mezco drops. Like I'm trying to step away from Mezco. Because it's just, man, their price keeps going up, and especially after getting that Void Gomez with the mech, you're just like, I wasn't gonna do it. And then I was like, God, I want a giant freaking laser sword. Yeah.
You ordered it?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, I got like every Gomez, almost every Gomez. Like I was like, I'm collecting Gomez and Rumble Society only, and of course that was a problem.
Gomez is the cockroach looking one.
The roach, yeah. Because that's one thing. Like if you don't have a Mezco and you're thinking about getting one, and you're not really into the superhero stuff, like the Gomez buck is so freaking nice. The articulation in it is really good, and then all the most of the Rumble Society stuff's pretty cool.
Do you have the roach guy there that came with like the tool locker, the construction outfit?
That is one I passed on.
The Union
Gomez. I passed on that one because it didn't really hit home for me. Because I'm not out there working on doing the construction stuff and all that. But like I know it hit a lot for some of my friends that do like work in the steel mill industry and all that type of stuff. So it's like that's pretty cool.
Do you think Mezco will ever make? Yeah. Do you think Mezco will ever make like other like versions of like they did the Union Gomez, right? Like other professions, like maybe like a firefighter Gomez or
I mean, I want to see a burger chef. I want to see a burger chef Gomez.
Yeah, that would be dope. Like a burger chef or even like a pimp Gomez.
I doubt they'll do a pimp, but
hey, listen, that shit will sell. That shit will sell out so quick.
I mean,
give him the hat and the trench coat, and give him like the remember I'm gonna get you sucker. Remember the pimp had the platforms with the fish,
right?
And give him that shit. That shit'll sell.
But it's also like then they're putting themselves out for a company to be like they're sexist and da 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 da. Then then
objectifying women,
right? Their GI Joe line that they're doing is pretty phenomenal too. But like, I'm trying to think what else was shown at SDCC. There's just so much.
There's so fucking much. It's ridiculous.
Of course, NECA is making a lot that are. I'm not jumping on them, but there's tons of NECA stuff that's dropping, like some of the gargoyle stuff just looks crazy. Like everything that was revealed at SDCC was phenomenal.
Yeah. Now, you're a big fan of the Universal Monsters Turtles line, right? You love that line. Like, what did you think of the? Are you a fan? Because I mean, you kind of.
I have the 4 turtles and Casey Jones.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm pretty much content, and I think you're leading into what I think of the creature of Black Lagoon, Leo, and the werewolf Raph.
Yeah.
Why'd they make the same character? Like, why'd it have to be Leo? Why'd it have to be Raph? Why couldn't they have done it some different way?
Yeah. I agree. That I do agree with. I feel like there were so many other characters they could have used. Like they could have did like
I thought Leo was the werewolf originally.
Oh, like back in the original, yes, yeah. But like they didn't follow the original ones at all. Like I already felt like Splinter as Van Helsing didn't really fit. I thought that Casey Jones would have been a better fit, but then once I saw the Phantom of the Opera, Casey Jones, I was like, okay, yeah, that
one was nice. Pretty cool. I don't have any of those, but the Casey Jones one definitely. I was like, if I was gonna buy any, I would buy that one, but then I didn't because then I'd have then I know what would happen. I'd open Casey Jones and was like, all right, well now I got to get the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, like I agree. I feel like there was so many other characters they could have just fucking did. Like they could have did Baxter Stockman. Even did like a remember when they did like at some point they had did like maybe like that was a custom. They had did some of like they did like the turtles like Jason and Michael and Leatherface. They did that like if they would have did some shit like that, like that would have been dope. Like, but I mean, I know they're
Universal.
Yeah, but they're going with the Universal monster. So but I agree. I feel like they could have had so many other characters that could have been
they could have done Shredder. They could have done Rocksteady and Bebop. I mean,
yeah.
They could have done a Krang of some sort. Maybe have Krang be like
what would Krang be?
he could have been the creature of from the Black Lagoon, like a little like squid thing in like a in like this like fish bowl type of like weird steampunk type of robot or something.
You know, I always forget who the hell all is in that Universal Monsters IP. I know it's like Frankenstein, Dracula, Invisible Man. So I'm actually kind of excited.
They haven't done Dracula yet.
I think Casey Jones would have been a perfect Dracula.
How many, or I think maybe I'm saying I'm excited to see what other titles are in that umbrella. Because I mean, it would be obvious choice to put like Raphael as Michael Myers, Leo as Jason Voorhees, Mikey probably is Freddy Krueger since they got big mouths.
But see that
I don't know who would Donnie be.
Donnie would be nice. Honestly, I think Donnie would be a nice. I think Donnie could pull off a Freddy, right?
No, Mikey's.
It doesn't fit. Mikey's Freddy.
Donnie would have to be somebody that's a little bit like
Norman Bates. Norman Bates.
Somebody's smart. Somebody's smart about how they kill. Norman Bates. No, not Norman Bates because he wanted to screw his mom. And we frown upon that here.
We can always do like the Reanimator or something like that, but it just
wouldn't. No, it would have to be like they would have to be like the Hellraiser, right? Pinhead.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. That ain't bad.
Pinhead, right? Because it would have to be like when you think of like the top horror movie people, right? You think of Michael, Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, Leatherface, Chucky. Ghostface would be another one.
Ghostface.
I bet you anything Shredder would be Leatherface.
Yeah, I could see Shredder being Leatherface. I think Shredder.
I don't know. Shredder's pretty smart.
Shredder would be you imagine a Shredder mixed with Jason Voorhees? That would be fucking dope.
I don't know if he'd have the size though.
Yeah, and plus he's too nimble. Too nimble. He's just too swift moving. You can't, Jason's he can't be too swift. Like he's swift moving when the camera's not watching.
No.
And Shredder is all about theatrics.
I mean, Shredder could also be a good Pinhead too, because it's all the blades and stuff like that.
Yep. Shredder uses a ball stick, so yeah, we can't.
You'd never smell him coming. Trademark pending.
Now, honestly, and going back to San Diego, and I talked about this on the last episode. Syndicate Collectibles, they are dropping some heat, man. They got a lot of nice stuff. Like they got the Bloodsport 2-pack with Chung-Li and Frank Dukes. Mm-hmm. They have the Pumpkinhead, where I was like, for years I've been saying like, man, I need NECA to drop re-release a new Pumpkinhead figure or do an Ultimate Pumpkinhead, and here they are dropping a 12-inch version, a quarter scale, basically a quarter scale version in a statue. I think that's what they're doing. And then they got what was the double dragons, as Unworthy like to call the double Karens. And then we got the what was the Ghoulies, right? The fucking Ghoulies. When I saw it, I thought it was like
those
NECA.
Ghoulies look cool.
So like I'm like, here's a company.
You're forgetting the True Romance.
True Romance line. Cool. So it's like they're dropping all these like figures that, you know, and I still say this, like I feel like a lot of these newer companies, or you know, some of these companies, like they watch lines and these like live streams and they hear these conversations. They're like, you know what, maybe we should fucking do that. Like the fact that because even Diamond Select, right, they have the whole Van Damme line. And like when we had them on Toy Talk, like that was like one of the things I asked him. I was like, you know, Zach had mentioned that, you know, the whole Van Damme line was going to be a celebration of his like career and all this stuff. It wasn't going to be pertaining to some movie. So here I am asking him, hey, listen, any chance we'll get like a Bolo and any of that line, maybe get a Chun-Li in that line. And here's Syndicate Collectibles, and they dropped a fucking 2-pack. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, we don't know it's going to be a 2-pack yet.
And we got to see what they come with, how the articulation is, because you know they have that cut with the what was it?
They got weird man boobies.
Yeah, he had like it's like so cut in, and it's like he just looked.
But didn't he have these two? His body was like that though in the movie, though, right?
It's just where they but it's where they cut. They did the upper torso bend where they cut it. It just looked a little weird. But I mean, I think it's awesome to see that. But it you know, again, with some of these new companies too, you just got to be like, it's easy to nowadays people for the 3D print stuff and try to like, oh, I did this, or you know, get somebody to sculpt something really quick and print it off and paint it up and say, hey, I'm going to do this. Let's see some product. Let's really see some product or some progression of what they're doing. Like, you know, one company that comes to mind, you know, like Ramen Toys, like Ace is phenomenal with like showing like updates of everything. And even when I had him on as a guest, he busted out that Brave Star figure. Like he's like, yeah, this is the one. I'm like, dude, that looks done. Like that looks done. Give it to me. Like I'll take it. Like and then seriously, he heard the feedback.
Let me do a review.
They're like, the face is too old looking, needs to be a little bit younger. Blah blah. He went and they redid the whole face on him because of the feedback from the community. Like. I can't wait to get some Ramen Toy stuff in hand.
That sounds like the same shit they did to the Sonic movie, right? When everybody was bitching about what Sonic looked like, and they like revamped the whole fucking thing. It actually did better. It actually, like, sometimes like when you do listen, like I don't know, it works.
Except for did they cast Jim Carrey before they changed the look?
Jim Carrey is he's like a saint to me. Like that's like
no fuck that. He's a
no
case is what he is.
I don't give a fuck. Him and Arnold are like my two like bucket list.
He's earned it though to be that level of
fucking love him, man.
You know, think about back when he was starting in Living Color and all that stuff, man. Like he went through that Hollywood guillotine and all that stuff that we don't even get to see. So it's sort of good that he's just like, I'm just done with it. You know, he's sort of. You know, it's just at that point.
I won't disagree with our guest here.
What the fuck? Wait, this is.
I'll disagree with you all day long.
But no. But
this has been a constant thing on every show. You disagree with everything I say.
Well, then you say dumb shit.
But I can understand what you're saying though, in your perspective of like, you know, it's like, damn, I want that old Jim Carrey back. You know.
Yeah, give me Batman Forever, Jim Carrey again. That's when I still loved him.
I mean, he was still good in Dumb and Dumber too.
Like I loved him. I loved.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was. A good movie.
You guys ever watch Once Bitten?
That's like a classic. Yeah. That's a classic, man.
So, Toy Addict Unlimited had a good point. He's like, everybody's sleeping on the biker mice. Oh. So, what do you guys think about that line? I mean, honestly, I remember the biker mice, but I wasn't really invested in that. So, like. I don't know.
I'd rather see Street Sharks. That's my take on it. I mean, biker mice were cool, but I'd rather see Street Sharks.
I agree with you 100%. Like, I really was hoping that. I mean, biker mice, for whoever loves biker mice, like, buy them, enjoy them, take photos, do what you want with them. But me personally, I was really hoping. But now there's this company now who's doing these modern, like, I don't know what company it is. They're doing these modern sharks kind of like their own take on Street Sharks now. I don't know what company it is. I remember
is it
Toy Father? I can't remember. I remember Toy Father and them showing.
Might be those same people.
Yeah, but they're doing like their own
and stuff like that. I think it is.
Yeah. So they're
that company can go eat a couple. So
but
you heard it here first. Eat a whole bag of them.
Like I was like their stuff's pretty cool. I reached out to him politely and was like inviting them to be on my, hey, let's talk about your product. Saying, hey, I'm giving you come on, let's just talk, collecting and your product. And they definitely English wasn't their first language, but it was just like at first they seemed interested, and then they insult me. And then they seemed like they were sort of. It was a big mix of communication. And I was like, you know what? Forget your company, forget your toys. I'm not buying a single one.
That sucks, man. That fucking sucks.
Because I wasn't asking for anything. I was just like, hey, come on, let's. No, I think you have a good product that people should be aware of and want to. I like people to know who's coming, like who's behind these companies.
I gotta ask, did you do that all via like email and like text messaging, or like textual, or did you like actually speak to them? Because I gotta imagine
through Instagram, I typed it all
and they heard your voice, they would be like, "Oh, whatever, we'll do your show." Absolutely.
No, I sent over.
You're gonna sleep on the fucking couch today, like all fucking night. You've been like gushing over our fucking guests and like shit. You're gonna sleep on the fucking couch tonight. You're on the doghouse tonight.
Don't worry, I'll send you a voicemail.
Thank you. Hey, he says that like I don't already sleep on the goddamn
Go to sleep, right. Little unworthy.
Oh man, I didn't. Well, that fucking sucks though, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I've had this thing. I don't know. There's some. I mean, like, I feel like a company. Like for example, right? I've gone to like ToyCon in Jersey, right? I feel like a company like Four Horsemen, right? They're so good at like listening to like their fans. Like I'm not invested in Mythic Legions and like, I mean, the Cosmic Legions, I may pick up a few of them because they look pretty cool, but like I'm not invested in them that much. I'm not like into them that much, but like that's a company that really like takes the time to like listen to like people and exactly, right? Like they take the time to like listen to folks and just like they know what like collectors like. Like, I mean, it shows in their packaging, right? Like when you Unworthy, do you own a Mythic Legion Unworthy?
I sure don't.
I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you a.
Yes, I am. That. You know what? No, listen. I'm gonna send it to somebody who will appreciate it. I will not appreciate it.
Wait. Why wouldn't you appreciate it though? Are you not evil?
It's not my wheelhouse. I guess like
Not into the fantasy medieval type of stuff.
Honestly,
nah, like I would trust me. I got plenty of fantasies. What's up, Rhea Ripley? But I don't really get into. I don't know. I said this a while ago, and I kind of have to backtrack on it. But I did say at one point, I was like, the Mythic Legions and the Cosmic Legions, they look like just slightly better articulated versions of the toys you would get at the Dollar General, like the off-name brand. Like, or like here's a knight action figure, and like and
the top of your hand, bro.
Listen, my thing on it is if the Mythic Legions get you pumped up and you're excited for them, then I'm excited for you to be so excited for them. Just for me, it's not my thing.
I'm gonna say this. I think you should try one, right? Like I think you should get at least one and be one. Because honestly, like you can't really like, again, and I respect your opinion 100%, but you can't really knock them. I mean, even me, like I'm not invested in them, but I could tell you right now, those are fucking awesome figures. Like those are amazing figures.
I did see somebody that was like kind of kit bashing them or customizing them, where like they made the Mythic Legions into like the superheroes. Like I saw one that was like a Azrael from Batman, and then I saw a Batman and a Robin one, and I was like, you know what? If they actually put those out, I'd fucking probably buy it.
I mean, I got two. We can't really see. Like this is one shelf of just Mythics. There's one below it of Mythics, and it's they're a lot better once you get them in hand. But also, you got to look at it as: are you paying big bad pricing, or are you getting it when they go up? Because when they go up, you're getting them for like $35, $37. Big Bad tosses another $20 on there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not a price thing. I haven't avoided them because of a price thing. It's just it's just not in my wheelhouse. Like I do a lot of Power Ranger pictures.
Which one are you gonna send them, Toy Addict? Which one were you thinking?
I'm probably thinking about sending them I don't know their names. It's the vampire with the blue and red.
It'll come back to him with a singing telegram. Return to sender.
No, I mean it's they put a lot of sculpt in their stuff. They put like his name figure. They had washes.
I gotta send him one. I'm worthy. As much as
don't.
I'm gonna have to send because I
send it right back.
No, and you better not, because I'll send it right back. Listen, hear me out.
We can do this forever. I will do this until I die. I will die on this hill.
How about this? You just go and watch some of the reviews I've done on my Mythic Legions.
I've watched them, and they're absolutely cool. If you are, it's a me thing. I'm not into it. It's just not my thing. I'm not saying they're bad figures. I'm not saying that people shouldn't collect them. I would never say that.
You'd say they look like dollar store toys.
No,
and
like I said, I retract that. I meant like I meant that as in like the aesthetic, like the look, what they are. Like I don't know. I collect wrestling figures, Power Rangers, Batman, Thor. Like I don't know. This is not really my thing.
So hear me out, right? What if you get a figure, a Mythic Legend figure, and then you customize them into a Batman looking figure?
Well, you'd have to be able to paint to do that.
You could do it.
Here's a better idea. Toya. You take whatever Mythic Legion you think is going to look like Batman, right?
Okay.
You send it to either 88 Figs or Midnight Stars Customs and tell them, make this into a Batman, and then send it to my homeboy. And then I'd be very happy about it. But if you just send me about a regular Mythic Legion, I'm probably going to be like, this is another thing I'm just going to put in my closet and not doing.
You know who's a great customizer, and he actually does some customs on Mythics, Detour Customs. He's really good. I'm going to reach out to that guy. And I'm going to tell him, hey, listen, I need you to take this Mythic and I need you to make it an Unworthy Knight or something. Like he needs to look like.
Oh, fuck. Tell him to make it into a custom me.
That would be right. Would that change your mind? Would that change your mind? Would you be like, I mean, I think you should try one.
Be a Mythic Legions figure anymore. You might as well just keep it and then wait until you get 1,000 subscribers and do 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Seriously,
I would not buy Todd's poop, but see, did you see that 88 said he's down? Send it to the 88. Tell him I want it to be a Batman.
Okay,
and then we'll there we go. Just don't send me a regular Mythic Legion. It's not really.
Well, I mean, thing. Honestly, like I wish like with Mythic Legions, like I love the vampire line that they have, and they also have the whole like zombie necro whatever fucking like the zombie line, whatever the zombie line is. I'm bad with the names, but like I wish I would have like found out about Mythic Legions when the Cosmics Legions, because that's a good starting point, right? They have like the whole, what do they call it, book one. They have the whole first wave now, where I wish I would have invested in them. Only reason I say I like those Cosmic Legions is because the first thing I thought about when I seen them, I was like, man, these would look so good with Green Lantern, right? Because Green Lantern travels.
Oh, you're not bad. You're not wrong about that.
So there you go, right? You're a big, and then Unworthy, you're a big Green Lantern fan, right?
I am a Green Lantern.
So Cosmic Legions is the line for you, buddy.
I didn't have it on, but there it is.
I think you should get the Cosmic Legions. I think you should get like 2.
And some of those Cosmic Legions do like I love how they did like the little plastic piece that comes out where it's like projecting up the hologram out of their forearm and stuff like that. And you don't have to collect all of them. Like you don't have to go the full first wave. You could actually choose a faction and just ride with it. That's what I do. I went with the Aether faction.
They're definitely cool looking. I'm backtracking. And I'm publicly backtracking. I'm not going to do a whole nother public apology thing. I've done that twice now. Once actually to you, Art. I don't know if you watched that episode.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But I did I've done 2 public apologies. I'm not going to publicly apologize, but I will backtrack and say they are a lot different than a Dollar General toy. They're a lot better.
Vico says, say the oath, Unworthy. I want to hear the whole. Matter of fact. Time out. I was gonna say that for the quote of the day. Like, I want to hear this.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea because I didn't get a quote of the day.
Say for the quote of the day. So there you go, Vico. Challenge accepted. So yeah. So as far as like, I mean, just to get away from like Mythic Legions, right? But again, Four Horsemen, I feel like they do a great job. Like, again, there's some people that are like, they're hardcore Mythic Legions, Four Horsemen, patches, fucking hats, you name it. Like, I'm going to Legions Con, but like I'm going really for the customs and stuff, and a lot of the like the head sculpts they have.
That ain't why he's going. He's going to try to get people on our show.
Yeah, that's the real reason I'm going. As a matter of fact, I'll be at ChrisCon this Sunday, so just expect me to be asking you to want to be on my show. So, but like, that's a company who actually takes the time to listen to like fans or whatever they consider us, like customers or collectors, right? They take the time to actually like really listen to us, because again, in those small little packages, like even me, like even the first Mythic Legions that I bought, like I didn't know that little packaging. I did not know. Like, I took the figure out and then all the fucking accessories fall out. I'm like, all these things were in here, like really, and like you could. And I love the fact that you could swap like heads and stuff. Like, you could make your own type of like figure, like with any other figure. Like, you could switch parts and shit, which is fucking awesome. I just wish more companies did that. Like, NECA should do that, but I don't know if that would. I don't know if you still would need a fucking hair dryer to kind of like fucking heat up the joints and shit, because the shit will get.
Wait, you gotta do that again. Gotta what?
That's
I'm
gonna
sleep like a baby on that couch. Art narration and Danny's image in my head. Boom, out like a baby.
Oh my goodness!
But I mean, there's a lot of indie companies out there that are making some bangers out there. I mean, you got your Action Force that did like a nice little mail away figure.
That's cool.
Is that supposed to be Chuckles, you think?
No, he actually based it off of what's the dude from Bond, like that wore this exact pretty much outfit. Whatever that guy's name is. Baby blue eyes Bond guy.
James I don't watch any James Bond movies.
I don't know. But yeah, it was just coincidence, because there's no way that G.I. Joe was going to be like, hey, we're going to make a Chuckles because he did it, because that stuff has to go through all this process. But I already told everybody, I'm like, I collect both. So, when I get Chuckles, both Condor and Chuckles are going to be doing lines off of chicks' backsides in Miami,
Nice.
Now, that's actually a perfect segue for a question I I wanted to ask you.
Do you do cocaine?
Yes, and who is your dealer? No, you do the reviews, your show, State of the Art. I know your show name. That was what I was mentioning earlier. I did a public apology to you and Cox Gray because I kept calling it unboxing art. But
my channel's unboxing art, but when I go live, it's called State of the Art.
So do you ever? I follow your Instagram page, so I know the short answer to this. But do you ever see yourself kind of getting into doing any of the action figure photography, or are you going to stick into your own wheelhouse?
No, I mean, I dabble a little bit. Once I definitely move, I want to dive into it more, because my lighting isn't the greatest. It's like I have a lot of makeshift lighting. I have like a Ulanzi cube on top of my stand with the where my phone goes, because I record all with my phone. I got 2 of these bad boys, All right. But my main lights are the one above me, and then, kid you not, a little LED lamp from like Walmart, and then
I got a couple of those.
I put the diffuser over it.
Nice.
So
you do plan, to dip a little more into the photography.
Yeah, because I do it a little bit in my like reviews and stuff like that. I'll post stuff up. I'll bust out some effects and stuff. Like one company that has, if for all you fig photographers that are watching, if you haven't heard of them, Super Action Stuff. I had him on talking about his products. He did some firepower packs, some blood packs, some food packs, but then his last one he did that was a big release was his Casket of Cruelty, where he released sculpted coffin that's like brown, looks like wood, has dry brushing on it. You open the bad boy up, it's full of that nasty like Easter grass that's paper. It protects the stuff inside, but it was the pain to have to like pick it all out. But it was just full of like cool blood effects and like weaponry and stuff like that. And then once you take all the stuff out, you can fit your figures into this casket.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a bunch of stuff in the pipeline, like an alien case coming out, some arcade cabinets. So
nice.
Like I like messing with his stuff. I don't know if I have any. Actually, I do. It's right.
I think I've used a couple of them. Is this the same guy who did the bag? What is it? The bag full of
bag of violence? Yes.
Bag of violence. Yeah, okay.
So I mean, you get like big old blood bursting effects that have like chunks in it. Get like a brain.
Nice.
A really awesome looking like nail gun.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
What else?
Some KY.
A chainsaw that has like, it comes like the normal handle, but then you can have it as like a normal bloody chainsaw, or you can have it as like a circular saw. So a bunch of cool stuff that you can have. Comes with even some if I can get these out, some boxing gloves that you can put on your figures.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Did they come the boxing gloves, did they come with like different pegs so you could put them on like any kind of figure?
It's pretty much hollow.
Oh, damn.
So you can just pop the hands off the figure and just sort of fit this over it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
But it came with eyeballs. It came with a cricket bat.
Oh wait, let's see the eyeballs.
They're tiny. You're not really gonna like.
Oh yeah, I'm ordering.
It.
Wait, fuck ordering.
You already have a casket for cruelty?
I already have that.
You got like a riot shield that's all bent up, and then of course the puking up blood type of spout.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all this stuff that you're seeing in this thing, like it comes that full and it has a lid, and you can pretty much put any of your figures, inside. So
now.
That's pretty cool. That's a lot better looking than the casket like you can get off of ringside. Like those ones are pretty cool.
Those are dope. Like the ringside collectibles ones are really good.
I find you can't fit like the NECA.
Oh, you could. I mean, you can fit Dracula in it, but you can't fit like anything else. Like
you can't put RoboCop in it. It's not wide.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that you'd want to put RoboCop.
Was RoboCop ever in a casket in a movie?
Well, no, but I just the photography aspect hits me, and I think about the thing from where he is in the cage for the wrestling match in WCW, but like maybe instead of a cage, it's a casket, and he's busting out the Undertaker instead. I don't know.
Honestly, you know who I think has the best casket as an accessory? And no, it's not Dracula from NECA. I think it's Nosferatu from Mezco. Have you guys ever seen that casket? That casket is dope. It's like the wooden casket.
A $90 figure to get the casket or whatever. But I mean, yeah.
But seriously, like it's a dope ass casket. Like if you look at the inside, it has some of the dirt and it has like sculpted rats all over inside. Like you could put rats on top of it, but it has like the rats inside of the fuck. That's like the best fucking casket I own in the house right now. Like after like the ringside collectibles, because that's probably the next one that I would say. I think that one's better than the fucking NECA one. Like the NECA one, I felt like they could have did way better, especially the Dracula one. They could have did way better. Now go ahead.
I was gonna say Vico's asking that I think those are the same from Action Force or not, but no, these are Super Action stuff's their own thing. And I know for the Valicon or Joe Fest display, they did use a lot of the blood effects from the Super Action stuff in their big Dio that Laser Pants and Articulated Ninja put together. So,
oh shit, that's dope, man.
It's they're inexpensive accessories, man, and they look great. So I mean, that's really what it's about.
And if you could like pose your figures really good, like I've seen photos of people using like the blood effects. I can never do that. Like I've tried to do like the I did one and it came out okay, But like I could never like put the blood effects in a certain way where it looks like, I mean, it looks realistic because I always screw that up. So like I usually just don't do any of that.
Well,
that's why I stick to the portrait shots.
If you want to stop screwing things up, what you need to do is you need to talk to our boy Toy Art Unlimited, and he'll put you in the right direction for a lot of damn things. Let me tell you.
You can use this.
What is that?
He gave this out. I don't use it technically. It's a wax. So you use it to put it onto the figures to make the blood sort of stay where it needs to be. I use like a orange, like Elmer's sticky tack type of stuff.
I thought it was contraband.
It looked like I thought it was a bag of potato chips at first.
But it would be definitely that's how you can get those more blood effect things where you don't have to worry about too heavily on angles too bad because you could just sort of like stick it to the side of the face.
So being as you'd like to cover the San Diego your show last night, you covered a lot of the San Diego Comic-Con releases. I thought it would be a fun little opportunity for us here to play a little game of what's in the box where I decided to go through. I believe these are all San Diego Comic-Con announcements or releases. I don't know. I don't fact check. I don't really do too much research. But I went to, I watched Unboxing Art's show last night, and I seen the link that they was using. Shout out to Judd. And I went through and I was looking at a bunch of stuff, and I decided to play a little game of what's in the box with you guys. So how this will work is you guys will be a team. It really you're going to be playing by yourself because Danny doesn't really pay too much attention to it, but this will be a team venture where I'm going to put up a thing with some hints as to what it may be in the box. It's not animated for some reason anymore. I did animate it, but now it's you're going to get all 3 clues at once, and you got to figure out. Art, you're going to be pretty good at this, I'm sure, because you've been watching all.
So you're saying I should let Danny sort of start it. If I
know
it, just sort of shut my mouth, let him sort of scramble at it, then come in and answer it.
Yeah. The disrespect.
If I have to carry on my back, you got to work for it, okay?
Yeah. He's going to let you get to that 3rd clue, and then he'll be like, all right, amateur, sit down. Let's play a little game of what's in the box.
What's in the box?
And like I said, it's not animated anymore, but
the box looks like it's upside down.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be like sitting on a table, but that was part of the animation shit that went wrong.
It looks like one of the box Benny delivers.
And I'm actually going to get my phone so I can read these a little bit easier than going like this. All right. So, what's in the box? The first one.
This Hunk's
12-inch package is sure to not disappoint. Clue number 2. He could treat you like royalty and make you tingle with his electrifying tool. And his furry loins are sure to put a smile on more than just his own face.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it? I feel like it's Thor. It sounds like Thor to me.
Nope.
Really?
Does Thor have furry loins?
Yeah.
Depends on what comic you read.
Yeah, right. That's a wrong comic.
He's got a man bush. He got the bush going from his belly button down to his ball throat.
All right.
You give it up already?
I haven't given up, but you could give it a try.
I think I don't know his name, but I think it's a Black Series, and it's a Wookiee. It's the Mandalorian Wookiee guy. It
is not.
No?
Wow. Well, I thought you'd get this right away. Well, when I had it animated, I thought for sure that third clue would be like,
You got me. I quit. I thought it was Thor. Somebody
saying Jackal.
I'm telling you, nobody in the. I'm watching the chat too. Nobody in the chat is right.
All right, so he is royalty and can make you tingle with his electrifying tool.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a tool that does electric, and he's royalty. It's not Lino, is it?
It is not.
Okay. Dang.
Is it all right? Last one. Ready? Is it Kratos?
It is not.
Fuck.
It is the Mondo Prince Adam.
I would not have guessed that at all.
I would have not guessed
Maybe
that
my
at all
clues
either.
Were my clues not good? The 12-inch package because he's 12-inch tall.
I was more thinking of like the furry loins is what got me. Like
well,
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
Like his
He
legs
didn't.
were hairy.
He's got the pink the furry crotch.
But what thundering tool? Electric tool.
He's got the sword that I'll have the power, and it's struck by lightning. All right, maybe my clues were bad.
No, they were good.
They were fine. They were fine.
All right, next one. This little minx will leave you gasping for breath. Her big red lips will make you shake when they get close to yours. And if you get her wet, she may get a few of her friends over.
My wife.
Ah! Classic. I knew you were going to go there.
Little mixing.
Come on, the third one gives it away.
Is it
He knows it. Art knows it. I knew he would know it.
It's the female gremlin.
Art?
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
What's her name? Helga or some shit? Like, there you go.
The NECA show girl, Greta Gremlin. Look at them big old lips. How can you not want to smooch on those? All right, one
Toy Addict Son Woku.
1 for 2 on the team venture here. Art, I apologize, you guys saddled with such a bad partner.
It's all right.
Next one. This guy's fingers can make you tingle when he puts them to use. He unleashes himself, or when he unleashes himself, he could take 2 men at once. And he knows how to use his tool for both good and bad.
It's a good one.
I knew you wouldn't know this one,
Danny.
I knew you wouldn't know this one.
Does he really have a tool? Does he have really a weapon?
Yeah.
Okay. Magneto.
It is not Magneto.
You tingle. It sounds like me, because when I unleash myself,
you can't listen. You can't.
That's me. That's literally it's Toy Addict. This is Toy Addict. Listen to it. This guy's fingers can make you tingle when he puts them to use. Right? When he unleashes himself, he can take on 2 men at once. That's all me right there. He knows how to use his tool for both good and bad. That is very true. Is it Constantine?
It is not.
No, I'm trying to think of I was thinking like a Hulk, but I don't think it's Hulk. When he unleashes himself, he can take 2 men at once.
I'm gonna take them.
I was trying to go with the lingo on that to be a clue, because it's him and then 2 men at once.
Oh, it's the Star Killer.
It is.
Nice.
Because he's got the electric fingers.
Yeah, you're right. I would have
like
never
Andre 3000.
Dick Fig says Zach Moritz. That's a great answer. Yes. I'm an electric tool.
All right, and the last one. Don't let her sex appeal fool you. This girl can get in your head. Clue number 2. She can get the job done with a team, but she also knows how to take care of herself when it's necessary. And she's known to carry around her own wood and has been known to use it on a few men.
Caitlyn Jenner? Is it her own wood? Is it Black Widow?
It is not Black Widow.
It's not Black Widow.
I'm learning pretty quickly that maybe I'm not the best at giving clues.
No, you're actually no. I actually like it because you don't make it easy. You don't make it so obvious. You make.
I was going for adulterous, like I was going for some like sexual innuendos in my clues.
I mean, I fucking drink, and it makes it hard to think when you're fucking you're drinking too.
So it's a character that's been on a team but also does solo stuff.
Calvin says it's Toy Addict.
I agree. It might be.
It's not Toy Addict. He can't. He definitely doesn't work well with the team.
Yeah, she knows to carry around her own wood.
It's Serena Williams.
I was thinking like Phoenix or something like that, but that's not.
No.
Gets in your head.
Is it?
Oh yeah, she can get right in your head. She's actually known for being somebody that could get into people's heads. But
is it?
But not in the mutant like Phoenix way. Like,
okay, no telepathic
psychiatrist way.
Is it?
Did somebody already said it? Harley Quinn.
I kind of gave it away. I'm sorry. It is.
Well,
it's the Mezco 112 Harley Quinn.
That's a Mezco?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I might buy it.
That was an early day
Vico said Harley earlier, and I was like, "Oh, you didn't comment that he said it right or anything." So I was like, "Oh, okay."
All right, Vico, you got this one.
Comment. I'm sorry, Vico. You win. You win. You win tonight.
You win, Vico.
All right, that was all I had. That was all my adulterous comment making Mike can handle for tonight. I was like, I don't know. My wife got home from work and I was like, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm not doing nothing."
Oh my goodness, those were good though. Like you make every time you make questions, like you don't make them obvious for somebody to get them right away. And then also too, like even if you did, I drink too much, so I probably would never get them anyway. So
I was counting on you not knowing any of them. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The first one was tough, and the rest of them all made sense once you revealed the figure. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, I can't even tell you how long I sat there looking at that Prince Adam figure, be like, what kind of dirty shit can I say about this guy?
Well, so Art, dude, we've we appreciate you coming on the show, dude, and we really enjoyed you, dude. Like, perfect opportunity.
Get the hell off my show.
No, never.
No, we still got shit. We got 2 more hours. We can go.
So, like, Mike, like, if you want to like plug in the show, man, and let us know, like, who do you have next coming on State of the Art?
Is it Cox Create? I would love to see Cox Create on your show.
Right? I hope Cox Create's on.
if he shows up on time. No, actually, I did because life can be a little bit of a struggle with certain people to try to be on time with things, and plus life can just get in the way. I did pull in Judson Osgood right there in the chat. He's actually going to be my third co-host. So we're going to be a trio now because I just need like in case somebody needs to step down or step out. It's like trying to run a show solo. I'm not Art G. I can't do it. Like I feel like I'm talking to a wall, and it's like sometimes I can interact with chat, but like no. So
well, if you ever want to have the Rowdy Boyz on, you're more than welcome to just ask. You know, we're more than willing to come.
Like put up a cat signal. I'm always I see it in the air and I'm fucking there. I get a little I don't get invited on many shows because I do get a little adulty. I do like to swear and drink and smoke, and some people don't want that on there.
Adulty.
Yeah. Or as you what was it on your show yesterday? You were talking about I was like, I'm gonna use that. Oh, deluxey. I get a little deluxey instead of extra. I'm not saying I don't get extra. I get deluxe.
That makes sense. I was trying to figure out who I can't even think of their name. I'm having a bad. Hang on. I'll actually tell you who I'm going to have on. That's not next, but they're lined up for this. Give me 1 second here. I forgot this massive sending it. There we go. Oh yeah. So my next guest, unless I get somebody else in there, it'll be Gridiron Studios.
Nice.
Oh, nice. All right.
You get great guests.
You bring in the heavy hitters. You really do.
You do.
Like, you don't get enough credit for that.
Yeah.
I just reach out, just like, hey, you want to come on? Let's talk about your stuff. Like,
what is like? Give me a good a good starting point. Like, if I'm gonna reach out to like Tony Todd right now after this show, what should I say to Tony Todd to get him on the show?
Well, you gotta get.
Oh my God, I love you.
Send him that video. You gotta send him a video of just that mid beat, like you're just beating in the middle of it, and then have it cut straight to the finish. That'll get it. You know, so that'll definitely do it. It's just how you gotta word it sort of professionally, and just, you know,
I can't do that.
That's the biggest thing, is like I try to keep it all very professional, and then once I get them and you know, they start responding back, we sort of go back and forth, and then it's sort of like, yeah, it's just gonna be sort of chill, relax, blah blah blah. Like the guy from Gridiron Studios, he was like, yeah, just send me, here's my number, just text me or something. And it's like, oh, okay. Like a lot of people, I've talked to them over the phone. Like the guy from Savage Crucible, he was like, give me a call. I'm like, wait, what? You want me to call you? And like he pretty much interrogated me and he was just like seeing if I was worthy enough.
Make sure you're not Shartimus Prime.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was just sort of like he was just making sure, like, what's my opinions and stuff like that. Because as an independent toy company, you're going out there, and when I'm saying you're going live, like it's live. So I'm not sending them a list of questions that I'm asking them. I'm like, I'm hoping you trust me to ask you the right stuff and have a good conversation, you know. So it definitely is one of those things to where you got to be smart with what you're saying and how you're addressing everything. And certain guests that you have, some can get jokes, some may not get jokes. You just got to adapt to your guest and do it that way, because then it could be that one chance you get, and then you burn that bridge and they'll never come back again, you know.
We learned that pretty early with learning how to word your stuff. Like we learned that pretty early because we got into this big conversation about tentacle porn, and like our third host fantastic porn. Fantastic porn was like, I'm not coming out here anymore.
Are you talking about Genki, or are you talking about just plain hentai?
Hentai. That's the word. I couldn't remember. I keep wanting to call it anime. But anime is like a whole art form. Hentai, it's an art form as well. If you're into tentacles that sprout penises that sprout.
Yeah, that's some hentai stuff. Look up Genki though, if you want to see some stuff that's just wild, crazy stuff. I don't know.
I think I saw enough in my research of hentai that I was like,
this is real people
for me.
This is real people.
Yeah, I don't think that makes it any better. I think that makes it worse in a way.
It was thanks to Saints Row. I was like, why is this cat that's super like crazy and bright making you on this game show called like something Genki? And I was like, let me Google what that is. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, wish I didn't do that.
like earthworms coming out of orifices and all that type of stuff. I was just like, people do that? They just
not into it.
Squid and like live stuff in. Yeah. But
it reminds me of the gerbil, the episode of South Park. I can't remember what the fuck was that gerbil's name.
I don't know.
Oh shit!
Back when South Park sort of, I don't know. It sort of got.
It was so good. It was so good back. Yeah, it got. Yeah.
My favorite one still is the Sea People episode, and only because of the part where they're like, he's collecting semen to mix with the Sea People, and he's like, I got this from a guy named Carl. All I had to do was close my eyes and suck it out of a hose. And Kyle's like, out of a hose? And Cartman goes, yes, Kyle, out of a hose.
Oh, man. So we have we usually do an unboxing round table question, right?
Hold on, I got to stop you there. You just read that. You read that
unboxing.
So quick. He's just like, all right, we got to wrap this up.
First of all,
it's labeled as unboxing roundtable so I knew which one I was supposed to put on. It's just a question from the roundtable though.
What was in this?
I'm thinking something pretty heavy. But before we do that, you remember how we had a call-in last week?
Oh, yeah.
We had another one this week. And
okay.
Our call-in is not impressed with me, but I'm going to let...
This here's Calvin. I just wanted to say that my opinion has changed very highly. I don't think that Unworthy is all that cool of a guy anymore. I was supposed to get that wrestling figure, not that dirty, greedy juggalo Mike TV. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. Calvin's not gonna listen to Unworthy anymore. I'm gonna be a Toy Addict 16 fan.
I'm sorry, Calvin. It's not rigged. I really don't rig these things. It is really luck of the draw.
I didn't even get Toy Addict's name right.
Hey, you know what? I don't care. I agree with Calvin. I think it was felt a little rigged there.
I don't know. And also I agree with him. I am a miserable bastard, so most people don't want to listen. Well, and now we can get into the roundtable question. Before Danny gets in here and starts messing things up again, throwing off our flow.
People asking what the call-in number is, though.
All you got to do is you just go to. Actually, let me put that banner up right here.
There you go. Finally, all right.
You can send us an email with your question or your comments, concerns. You could tell me and Danny about all the ways we're fucking up and not doing the right thing. Or you can also send a voice message to the A Worthy Addiction Instagram page.
But why would you care if they're telling you that you're messing certain things up? Because it's
we don't.
Your guys' show, and their asses could easily try to make their own YouTube channel and see how much of a challenge it can be, and it's a very
We definitely don't care when people tell us that we're doing something wrong. We're like, do your own show.
I actually think it's pretty funny.
We also do try to be nice and ask our listeners, our friends, our followers, and our subscribers, and all that. We do ask them to send in some questions, and we actually have a question this week for our roundtable question, not the unboxing question. I put it in the thing as unboxing roundtable so that I knew which episode I was supposed to put it on.
Oh, Lord.
So we have a question this week from riderkick.jp.1990.
Oh, Riderkick, what's up?
And he asks, what made you guys start to collect the main line you collect? Money, nostalgia, fandom, or a mixture of all? Cheers, brothers. And cheers to you.
Cheers to you, brother. Thank you for that question. It was an awesome question. Art, you want to start, man?
I
guess, put it back up there?
Yeah, put it back up there for a second. The main line. So he's talking about currently, like right now.
Like your favorite line to collect.
Okay. Like what made you guys start collecting? Was it nostalgia? So obviously it's not like what started us as a kid. It's what now. You guys ready for this?
Yeah, we're ready.
It's because I'm sick. Okay. I'm addicted to plastic. I can't I can't say no to it. Like I can have do I want to eat or do I need to have that fresh plastic figure smell when I open up that figure? I'm sick. I got an addiction. That's really the problem.
Perfect place for you to come out with it. If you're A Worthy Addiction.
But it's honestly all of it's going to hit like nostalgia. It's going to be that why do we like stuff in general? It's just something that's going to hit that nerve or that memory from either us being a kid or just a subject matter that we like, and that's what we follow into. Like for me, Mythic Legions, I grew up with playing Diablo, RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, like fantasy stuff was cool, and I was like, these guys are making some pretty badass armor stuff, and I'm really like, it started me into like getting like goblins, like they actually made their goblins look like goblins. Then G.I. Joe started coming out with like, and I was like anti 1/12 scale Joes. I was like, they ain't gonna do it. I have a video where I said they're not gonna do it. And they did it. And when they first dropped them, I didn't care if they had like the gold and they weren't OG accurate. Like that's something that sort of aggravates me because that opens up the whole man babies thing, where everything's got to be exactly how it was as a kid. They got to have that original costume. When people forget, G.I. Joe had a 3 3/4 line that was like called the Pursuit of Cobra. Some of the coolest designs in 3 3/4 form. And when I say that, so you guys are familiar with Destro, right? Chrome headed dude. That figure came with like big like flak armor, a minigun, and a briefcase that opened up and had a bunch of different stacks of bills from different countries. Like they called him Moneybags Destro. That's what his nickname came out to be. And that design was awesome. And it's not your typical Destro design. And then he had his Iron Grenadiers that were in that same design. Just these big tank looking guys. We're not going to get stuff like that because of all the man babies that had tantrums because that Duke wasn't my Duke. He has gold on there. Why does Roadblock have gold? That doesn't do this. And then they just have this tantrum, which did help evolve the line in a sense, but also it's going to restrict the line a little bit. You know, so it's like there's different types of criticisms, you know, that can hurt something. And, but I don't know. Going on that rant, that just went down a different rabbit hole. But no, G.I. Joe's, I just like all the stuff that like just hits those right spots, those right feels.
Okay. Isn't that kind of what they are base the Prophet Director? Prophet Director or whatever. What was that called?
No. Prophet Director was technically that was Pimp Daddy Destro, but they changed the name to Prophet Director.
Sick fucking leopard.
He had the leopard and the gold head and stuff like that. Like that was just because they released it back in the olden days. But no, it's got to hit those memories, those feelings. It's got to bring happiness and joy. Like you can't just collect stuff or buy stuff and not get it and have it not make you happy. Like, don't get it and it's like, oh, I bought it. The happiness was me purchasing it. No, have fun with the figure. Like, pose them up, get them all set up, display them, do figure photography. The stuff that just gets you out of the house or just makes you feel happy because you have this. You're looking at this art. Like, example, this one being AWOC. You know, I could set this thing up, pose it a certain way. I could use it as a armature to draw from. You know. It's all on how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite figures that definitely hit the nostalgia by Diamond Select.
Oh yeah, that thing is awesome. I love that figure. Love the movie.
Yeah, the movie's great. Little Hogarth on the corner that's magnetized.
That thing is so good.
Light up and everything. Like
that magnetized shit is such a fucking like a chef's kiss touch on that shit.
It is. I have like the weaponized one it's cool too, but that one with the Hogarth definitely made a difference. And then, you know, when you start getting in, you see a company release something like this.
Yeah. That's a beauty.
Like
I don't even collect Joes in that. I tell you right now, that thing is beautiful.
They're beautiful pieces and you know, it just hits that right spot. It makes me happy. Plain and simple. Makes me happy.
Good answer, man.
That's a great answer. Danny, do you need me to put the question back up for you?
No. I mean, it's obvious for me. It's always going to be, I has always been nostalgia for me. Like I grew up, collecting all the horror movie figures and even anything NECA like related, like Back to the Future, TMNT, that all just brings me back to like, just, movie night with the family, growing up with all these movies and like, again, and now to be able to own figures and take photos of them. I mean, it's that's what it is for me. It's always been nostalgia. And, it just reminds me of those good old days of, growing up and having like movie time with the family and watching scary movies. So shout out to my dad. He put me on. First horror movie he ever put me on was Night of the Living Dead. That was the first horror movie he put me on, the original one. The black and white one. So it was the first one he ever put me on. And like that's the movie that really catapulted my obsession with like horror movies. I love horror movies because of that. Like people would think it was Halloween or anything. No, for me, the movie that really started it all, my fandom and everything was Night of the Living Dead. And my dad is a big zombie fan, so like he would fucking watch that movie over and over and over again. So it's nostalgia.
Did you get the Mezco zombies? The Mezco?
No. Believe it or not, I've seen them in a couple of like online stores, but they want a pretty penny for them. They want a lot of money for them, but I want them. Eventually, I'll get them I mean, what I really want is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really want that one. I want the Leatherface Mezco. So, but yeah, dude, like for me to answer that question, for me, it's the nostalgia of like I mean, again, these are movies we grew up with, and just to see them in figure form, like when NECA announced they were making the New Blood Jason, like that's my favorite Friday the 13th movie. I don't care how many people hated it or whatever. That is my favorite movie. And when they announced they were making an Ultimate figure, dude, I literally own like 8 of that figure alone. Like I own 8 of that figure because it's fucking Kane Hodder. Like it's Jason Voorhees. That's the Jason Voorhees I remember, and that's all respect to like Ted White from like the New Chapter, because that's another one. That movie right there arguably is the best movie in the franchise for me.
You know my favorite Jasons?
What are your favorite Jason?
All right. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Kane Hodder. Okay.
And then Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, yeah. God.
I like the Freddy versus Jason. I have. You know, I like that Jason. He was just really big. They did a really good job on his costume.
Yeah. Fun fact about the guy that played Jason in that movie and Jason Takes Manhattan. Do you remember the scene where Jason comes into the diner and he breaks the door, and the big guy from around the counter, like I don't know what, he worked at the diner, he comes and Jason grabs his ass and tosses him over? Yeah. That's the Jason in Freddy versus Jason.
The dude that gets tossed?
The guy that gets tossed over, the diner worker that comes across, he says, I got this.
So Kane Hodder tossed himself.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Yeah, he tossed his ass over the dead. That's the Jason that's the guy that plays Jason. I forgot his name. It's just like something Kingsler or something like that. He plays Jason in the in Freddy versus Jason. So it's crazy.
How mad were you are you that with all of the awesome NECA releases that came out with SDCC, which sounds like something you should be putting on your taint region, but it's not.
Okay.
SDCC isn't what. Sorry, I backtracked here. With all the releases that they put out, I was kind of expecting a Jason X. How mad are you that we didn't get a Jason X? Again?
I'm not. Honestly, you're talking to me. I'm personally not mad at all because I know that.
All right, let me mute him for a second. Let me ask somebody.
There's still that legal battle thing going on.
Exactly. There's still that. Well, I mean, they settled on it, and I if I'm not mistaken, the original writer won the rights back. Right? He kept the rights to him. So like,
and he killed one of the best video games out there for a Jason. Yeah. The Friday the 13th game died because of that whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Well, we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming. You know,
you guys aren't upset at all that there's not a Jason X figure.
No,
I mean, if I get a Jason, if there's going to be a Jason X figure, it needs to be a 2-pack with magnetic nipples.
Okay.
Because I think you have the android lady with like the nipples were, you know.
Yeah. And Issa comes with an accessory with the lady that was in the tent with the guy, and they were having sex, and he like split her in half, and needs to come with that accessory. If that happens, I'm sold. Yeah,
or you gotta have the accessory of there where he grabbed the one lesbian and beat the other lesbian to death with her. Like that was pretty good. Wasn't that in Jason X where he's like in the virtual reality? Like he picked one up in a.
He was slamming like
like the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the sleeping bag thing, right?
Yeah. He picked her up out of the sleeping bag and beat her to death, or beat one to death with the other one. Was that in Jason X? Am I not remembering?
No, you're right. You're right. It was that like virtual thing where he went, and then the girls were like
virtual reality thing at the end.
We want to have premature sex and smoke some pot and then like and then it cuts out, and then he's like,
maybe they weren't lesbians. Maybe I just thought that in my head.
Hey, listen, hey, whatever.
I mean, that's where my mind goes. Apparently,
it's like two women together, automatic.
Gotta be.
It's the new thing now. So any two women.
Oh wait,
who
somebody
are
saying
me.
that? No, not from Jason X.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
what
no,
movie?
somebody saying it wasn't from Jason X. Now he's confused.
now I'm super confused. I thought for sure that was from Jason.
You're gonna make me watch that horrible movie again just to see.
It was Jason X. It was the when they tried to like confuse him. It was that scene.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It was the holograms. Yeah, like Vector says, yeah, the holograms may distract him. Yep. But yeah, honestly, I'm not pissed off because, and honestly too, if they're gonna release Jason X, you can't give me a Jason X if you don't give me a Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason Goes to Hell. You can't give me Jason X until you give me those two.
See, I would agree. I would say definitely they should do Jason Goes to Hell before Jason X.
Jason Go to Hell is just gonna be a little weird, like little turd aborted fetus demon thing. Like it's not even gonna be like a full Jason.
Well, I mean the size of all the Jasons we got, it'd be a nice little comparison, wouldn't it?
No, they need to do all of them. They do.
They do. They have so many. And then now with this whole with those whole series that they're planning, this Crystal Lake series. Honestly, I fuck the Jason. If you're gonna give me a Friday the 13th figure, give me an Ultimate Pamela Voorhees. That's what
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
That's
Pamela
what I
Voorhees with a
give
kid
me a Pamela
Jason.
Yes, give me an Ultimate Pamela Voorhees with a kid Jason 2-pack. That would be dope. That's a curveball. Just like I was talking about it on the last episode. To me, the biggest curveball for NECA as for releases was definitely that Alex Murphy figure for RoboCop. Like it had the battle damage. It was like the regular, but it also had the battle damage. Like such a awesome, it was traumatizing. Like when you were watching RoboCop, that scene where they were like shooting him up and they blew his hand off. Like that shit traumatized me as a kid. I'm like, shit. It was fucked up. For them to make a figure, like I was like really surprised they did something like that.
What are you talking about? NECA made that. They made the Thing dog.
Yeah,
that thing looks grotesque.
Yeah,
and then the new Chucky has like its whole like side of his face burnt and filleted open.
It comes with a fucking middle finger, and that right there was like, yeah,
that's worth the money alone.
That's worth the money alone. That's
they don't even get Stone Cold Steve Austin middle finger.
No.
You know what the fuck?
The hair on the new Chucky though is weird. It looks too long. It's like that. That's what throwing the figure off. But other than that, it looks good.
I'm surprised they didn't give us a seed of Chucky like with the son with Glenn. I'm surprised they didn't give us Glenn. Like I would have loved that. Like I hate the movie, but I think I would have loved a 3-pack. Give me a
little
Tiffany
Glenn figure.
give them both versions. Like have them as Glenn, but make them as Glenda. Like you can make them Glenda too.
Oh jeez.
That would have been dope with the turkey baster and everything.
Right. Well, they already had the turkey baster with the 2-pack.
They did. Oh man, I think the a Glenn would be dope.
Worthy's like, there's a turkey baster for a toy full of toy semen. What?
Plastic.
I remember that movie.
Oh man.
So as far as for me personally, I spent to answer Ryder Kick's question here. I spent way too much before I got into the toy photography, I should say. I collected everything that I liked, but once I got into the toy photography aspect of it, I just started buying everything that I saw everybody else shooting. So like I spent a lot of money and a lot of time focusing on shit that I didn't even care about. I mean, I got a whole fucking trunk full of these figures that I didn't care about. I still collected the Thor figures, Hawkeye figures, Batmans, Robins.
Mm-hmm.
But currently my main line, I would say that I'm shooting and collecting are definitely McFarlane, only because they're basically, other than Beast Kingdom, they're the only people putting out like really good DC figures. Mezco does as well. I'm not big on soft goods other than capes. But currently my main line that I got back into was I bought, he's not out here, but I got back into McFarlane because I bought the the Hal Jordan or not McFarlane, DC. I got back into that stuff because I got Hal Jordan and Dawnbreaker 2-pack, and it reminded me of just how much I loved the Green Lantern mythos, the whole comic book series, everything with that. And it made me really rethink the whole way that I was buying and collecting. I was collecting shit because everybody else was collecting it, and I had like that FOMO, the fear of missing out. Like I didn't want to not have and not shoot the things that everybody else was doing. And I got that 2-pack, and I was like, you know what? I've had more fun just opening these, and I haven't even taken any pictures of them yet. I'm not buying any more of this fucking shit that I don't care about. No more man cake, pancake dudes. I'm not buying.
Wait, whoa. Man cake was a solid release from the Fortnite line.
He was a cool, and he actually made my top 10 figures of last year because the idea is cool. Like the delivery was cool, but like I don't know a goddamn thing about man cake. I don't play this fucking game.
You're allowed to have that shelf of just random ass figures that you think is cool. Like I have a group of Fortnites. Like I have like, you know, and I don't even like the game. I don't even care about it. Like I have a doggo. I have the brat. I got man cakes. I need to get pumpkin. Like I just have this little like group. It started off with doggo and the brat because I was like, I could just picture them in an old Trans Am robbing banks together. But then I'm like, okay, they need some muscle. Let me get Meowscles in there. You know, they need a little tech guy that's a hacker. Let me get the little cat on a little mech. Like little things that I'm like, all right, this is my shelf of just random characters. They don't have to make sense in a way. But I think everybody should have that type of shelf. Because Man Cakes was a solid, like, come on. He had the gun with the.
He's definitely cool. The cannon fucking piece with him, the little maple syrup bottle. Like he's definitely a dope figure.
The sticks of butter bandoliers.
yeah, looking like he's from the good, the bad, and the buttery. Like,
right.
Like he was a cool figure, but looking back, like I probably never would have bought him. Like if I was stuck to like the way I'm thinking about with my collecting right now, is I'm only going to collect things that I actually care about, and like probably my Instagram feed is going to be the same predictable ass shit that you can expect. Like it's going to be Batman's, it's going to be Robins's, it's going to be Dick Grayson's, it's going to be
McFarlane's, not McFarlane's, Mythic Legion's.
Not just Mythic Legion's, because I've got some Mafex going on. Like I've got
yeah, you do.
Plus I still love the wrestling figures, wrestling figures as Calvin calls them. Like I love it. But like I'm not going out of my way to find like that new Black Widow figure. She looks great.
She looks great.
Great. Not a character I really care about though. So like I'm not gonna go out of my way.
Looks great, but that price.
2 years ago, I would have been I'd been hunting to find this Black Widow.
I mean, having that control is good, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm going to try to be doing. I don't want to sit there and like get stuff like what was it? Like the G.I. Joe Steel Corps came up and I was like, you know what? These are army builders, man. I should get 2. They have a limit 2. I should probably get 2. You know what? I hit up Judd and Judd's like, nope, just get 1. I was like, all right, I'll only get 1.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's too easy when stuff drops because it's like you get excited about something to want to just jump right into it. So even that, like I started to scale back. I'm like, my army builders, I was aiming to do like 5.
You know, I was just about, I'm glad you put that up. I was just about to say something really nice about Judd, but then he said this.
You don't want to, he can battle about some McFarlane.
No, I won't lie. McFarlane, he hinges too much on Batman because Batman's so successful. I mean, he just fucking Jokerizes everything. But it sells. It makes him money. I have a Jokerized figure, only because I thought the trench coat would fit on another thing that I was planning to customize and never did. Whatever the hell what it was called. I won't lie. He does put too much. But then you're talking to the guy that just pre-ordered 2
Well,
of
when,
the
well,
6
when you guys
pack
come
movie
on
figures.
Unboxing Arts channel, you and Judd can have a good conversation about McFarlane.
There you go.
In a respectable way, nobody attacking. I want to, good discussion.
Okay.
I don't am I sounding attacking? Oh,
No,
I
just know how
him in his comment.
I know how sometimes heads can butt together, and I'm just saying like, no, let's just have an adult conversation. And there was a question somebody asked, like, what our favorite movies? What movie? One of our favorite movies.
What are our favorite? Hold on, let's find that.
I'm not going to answer that now.
Looks like it was the Jimena asked if what our favorite movie was.
Oh, here it is. What are our favorite movies? What is your favorite movie? Not movie. So, what is your favorite movie? That's a
okay. Movie singular. I can. Okay.
That's a loaded question because there's so many great ones. Like, I mean,
but man, I was thinking right when it came up, and now sort of dazing out because I was like really thinking because I'm a huge movie buff. Like I collect action figures, but I'm huge into movies and music. And I was really thinking, like, I still trying to figure out, like, because there's genre, what genre is it going to be under? Like, what am I basing it on? But I mean, anything that you guys right off the top of your head, anything comes in, like, this is all time movie, I can watch it all the time, or just like,
I
got one right now.
I do have one. When I thought you said movies, so I was going to say Batman Forever is up in there. But
there's nothing wrong with that as long as you didn't say the Clooney one, man. Then we're good. So
no, I mean that's definitely not in my top 10. It's one of my favorite movies. I watch it all the time. But if we're talking about just singular movie, one movie that I watch all the time. It's almost constantly on repeat in my house. Not with my children around, but like if I'm looking to watch something, it's Debbie Does Dallas. Just kidding. It's actually Fight Club. Fight Club is one of my because the book, I loved the book so much. The movie and the book are completely different. But I do watch Fight Club, and I can whip off fucking Fight Club quotes all the time. I do it all the time. Fight Club is definitely my favorite movie because of all the underlying shit. Like it's not what it looks like in all actuality.
You're just looking at Brad Pitt's 6-pack and how sexy that man is in that movie.
But really, it's Edward Norton. Really, Edward Norton.
Yeah.
I don't know. Edward Norton can eat one because he ruined his, Hulk career because he's a douche.
It's better. Art.
Oh, you go ahead, man. You go ahead.
It's such a
loaded time to think.
No, I'll give you one. Like if I have to pick from like a different like genre, right? Like or a different like type of movie. Like all right, I'm not gonna pick a horror movie. Like there's a movie that I could watch over and over, and this is serious. I could watch Showgirls all day. I love Showgirls. I don't know why I love Showgirls. I just love that.
I mean, I kind of have an idea.
Like the old blonde lady with the overly sized.
Yeah.
No.
It's like if you really watch Showgirls, it's about a woman who's struggling and she's really trying to like become something in the entertainment, and she manages to. But there's like obstacles.
Well, that's
like
because it was before OnlyFans, dude. Now everybody is like everybody and their moms. I'm on OnlyFans, and don't realize the repercussions.
That is not the answer I wrote for you, Danny. I'm just referring to my notes. That's not the answer I wrote.
No, honestly, like a movie that I could watch over and over. I mean, yeah, Showgirls is one, but like a movie I could watch over and over that is my favorite movie right now is Halloween 2018. I just love that movie. It's a great movie.
At least it's not the new ones. So,
well, I mean, Halloween Kills was good. I enjoyed Halloween Kills.
No, it wasn't.
Halloween Ends on the other end. Halloween Kills I enjoyed.
Wait, which one? Halloween Ends, was that the one where the whole town came together and they just sort of like beat them in the street?
No, that was Halloween.
Yeah,
Kills.
through them in a car chipper.
You know what's another? This movie is another good movie. A lot of people sleep on this movie. Season of the Witch is a really good movie too. I really like.
Wait, I'm sorry. I got a backtracker. Are you talking about the one where he gets somebody else as Michael Myers throughout the whole movie?
No. I was talking about.
You're saying that's a good movie?
No. I'm saying the movie that started that trilogy is a good movie. The Halloween 2018, the one where he escapes from jail.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Did he just say that last one though was good? Didn't he just say that?
I said Halloween Kills is good.
Is the second
Kills
one
is
out
good.
of the trilogy.
Okay, that one is
the
good.
second one I didn't like because it just didn't make. It was like,
I mean, it had it.
Dude in it was the town people ruined it. You know.
Yeah.
But it had good.
Well, kills. Yeah, but then he redeems himself because he just like gets up and kills everybody.
Showgirls.
I'm not. Dude, I can list. I'll list off a couple. I have one that's in mind. I'll list off a couple that you guys will probably be like, "What?" That they may not be always want to watch them every time, but my one that I could probably watch a lot, you know, and it's hard to choose only one of his films because they're all bangers. I'd say Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction is a great movie.
You know, I can sit there and watch that, but you know, when I was thinking of that question, I was thinking of like, all right, what just some really good movies, ones that hit like the heartstrings and stuff like that. You know, one that was a good movie. I probably won't watch it again, but I don't know if you guys watch it, and you guys in chat are probably like, you guys are weird, but hey, we got Showgirls in the mix. So there's two. Showgirls. So it started off with like the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay.
Now, what took that sort of throne or sharing that throne with that movie is The Whale.
Whale, yeah.
I haven't seen that, but if it's in the same vein, I'm gonna have to watch it.
It is damn good.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it, and my buddy was like, "Yeah, get ready to cry at the end," and I'm like, "Man, I ain't gonna cry and stuff." And then you're like, it just you put those pieces at the end together, and you're just like, "Damn." And it brings those tears like that in the movie Pig. If you've seen Pig,
I haven't seen Pig.
I gotta write all these down. There's a bunch of Animal Kingdom movies I've missed.
Well, Pig is a Nicolas Cage movie, and it's about somebody that stole his truffle pig, and he's trying to get his truffle pig back. But like the ending of that one is sort of like another thing. You're just like at the end, you're just like, wow, what the hell? It's just sort of like that punch to the stomach that just like. But great movie.
Now here's a good piggyback question to that. Is there any? We're all men here. We're men.
Yeah.
Has there been any movie that you watched that you were like not expecting to get kind of all? I'm not saying you cried, but like maybe you got a little welly under the eyes, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, I got."
Oh, that's easy. Yes. I can answer that one.
Go ahead. Go first.
I still cry. To The Pursuit of Happiness. I still cry to that movie. I love that movie. Like that scene where he's like sitting and he gets called in that interview, and they tell him after everything he went through with his son, his wife leaving him, you know, all this stuff, sleeping inside that bathroom, and like he's that one scene where he sits, man, and he doesn't say anything. He's just like. And then they're telling them that, you know, basically telling them, hey, listen, we want you for the job. We want you to position. And dude is like teary. And then he walks out. He's like, man, that shit right there. I had no regrets crying to that movie. I was like, how many of us have ever been through that, right? Where we like fucking go through so much and then we work our asses off. And in the end, we you know, our hard work pays off, like, right? Such a great movie. Like I believe that's like one of, and he has other good ones, but I would say that's like one of Will Smith's greatest performances. Like I love that movie. Like that movie's like, it's like on my shelf right now. Like it's a movie. Like I'm talking now and I want to put it on. That's how great it is. I enjoyed that movie. Like that movie, I like cry to all the time. That movie's great.
The movie that got me and this was, it was in theaters, and every time I watch it, it happens, even though I know it's going to be that. When you go to see a Pixar movie, and you go to watch Up, and you're not gonna think that it's gonna. Oh, dude, Up made me freaking tear up multiple times, and it was so hard. Like it's in your chest, it's in your eyes, and you're just like, it is just so freaking like. I love movies that can grab that emotion out of you. Yeah, it's like I don't care if you're the manliest man or something, but you can at least enjoy a movie that can just grab those, and it does what it's supposed to do. They made a movie they wanted to do. Have you feel a certain way, and it makes it work. But yeah, that movie, man, it's crazy.
For me, I would have to say I'm not. It's not as touching story as what you guys are talking about, but
he's like, it's something about Mary when he got the beans above the Frank. I just couldn't cry.
No, it's a lot less touching than that. I remember going to see King Kong in theaters, like the new one with Naomi Watts, I think is her name. Not new one, but like the newish one. I was a high school kid, and I went with my girlfriend, and I remember that scene comes on where they're like smashing those big jugs of chloroform on King Kong's face. I remember getting all like welled up, and my girlfriend was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just got popcorn in my eyes." Like I was rubbing my eyes. I got popcorn butter in my eyes because it wasn't so much of the tugging on your heartstrings feeling that you guys were talking about, but it was like the injustice of it. Like this fucking King Kong is just this majestic beast. He's out there. He's living his own life. And these motherfuckers come in here and they're like, we're going to make you a sideshow attraction. And they try taking him down and they're smashing bottles on his face. And I was like, these motherfuckers. I was like, I had popcorn butter in my eyes. And I was like,
yeah.
That one's still. John Q is another one that makes me cry, even though I know what's going on. I know what's going to happen. Still gets me a little bit emotional.
The King Kong thing is like, are you like does like seeing animals getting hurt and stuff like that, like cruelty to animals? Do you think that like affects you, like when you see like an abandoned dog or something like? Or
no, definitely not that.
Okay.
I think it was just the more it was like I say, it was the injustice of it all. Like this dude's just out here. King Kong is just out here minding his own business, and these motherfuckers are like, nope, you're going to come to New York. You're going to be in a sideshow.
Sounds like what America's based on, you know.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'll drink.
And you know what was the saddest thing about that whole experience that you had on Worthy? And at the end of the day, she never returned his phone calls.
No, actually, I got a 15-year-old kid out of the mix.
Oh, well, there you go. That's a success story, right? Look at that. You went to go see a movie and made you upset, and then look, that's like a Will Smith moment for you. Like,
you know what? My daughter's mom, she actually still will bring this up because I put on this manly front, like, I'm a man. I don't ever get upset about nothing. I don't cry about nothing. And then, except for King Kong, is what. Bitch, I cried in front of you one goddamn time.
Is Judd talking about the mask like from like the 80s?
Yeah, with Sharon. Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking.
And I know what you're talking about. I know exactly.
That movie right there, yeah.
At first, my brain went Jim Carrey. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh no, there was that one.
Speaking of Jim Carrey, you ever watch Simon Birch? That movie will make you fucking cry.
I've never seen that.
Eternal Sunshine for a Spotless Mind?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that either. I don't watch too many serious movies. I like to go to the because I'm afraid I'm gonna. You know what? Judd's right. I should not be ashamed to cry. Maybe that's why I avoid serious movies. All right, I'm gonna cry right now. Danny, insult me.
Wonder Woman was a good movie too. I didn't really. This 1980 whatever one that they released during COVID. Yeah. I didn't care for that one too much, but the original one wasn't bad. Yeah. And then Rick, was it JP was saying Leonidas dies in 300? Dude, that was a bummer. It was like, man, this guy was. You had so much respect for him, and you little hunchback, little weirdo, had to like backstab him. You know,
and we should have been talking about movies this whole time. We wasted a lot of time talking about movies.
This is.
I mean, it's sort of a breath of fresh air when you're like, all right, we're like, because nobody's really talking about movies really that much, like, or just having a conversation about stuff. Because you know, there's probably a lot of people are like, man, I've never heard of this movie, and then they can look it up, and they're like, oh shit, you know.
And all right, so if you had to suggest one, or if you had to suggest one obscure movie that you think most people have not heard of, but most people will love, what would it be? Except for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I thought I was like the only person alive that had watched that.
Leonardo DiCaprio acted his ass off in that
beautiful movie.
And I didn't even realize when I watched it as a kid, I didn't realize that he wasn't special. Like I was like, oh, that's Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm like, as I got older, I was like, no way, you know. See, again, it goes on to different genres and categories, but I'm gonna throw one out there, and since we're talking about stuff that's touching like, you know, heartstrings and doing all this stuff, I like movies that'll make you think as well, that sort of like make you really think about some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna say Waking Life. It is rotoscoped. I don't know if you've seen Scanner Darkly or anything like that.
Nope.
No, Scanner Darkly had Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder and a bunch of stuff. Great movie too. But that same director did a movie called Waking Life, which is rotoscope, which is basically they filmed it and then had artists like draw over it in different styles, and it was sort of weird. And it was about dreams and like how you can tell if you're dreaming and what's reality and all this stuff. And it is just a trip. That one, and then I have to throw two. Enter the Void is another one.
Yeah, so that one I watched.
Waking Life. Well, no, I think did you see Enter the Void or The Void?
I think I said
the horror movie.
You don't know. Yeah. He's drunk. Look at him.
See, sounds like it's the horror movie. So Enter the Void. So Waking Life's about dreams and all that stuff. It's really good to watch. Enter the Void is about this guy who's going to do a drug deal. He gets basically trapped by police. He gets shot, and then you basically are seeing this all from his perspective, and then you become like his soul as it's like going around. It's just a big trip. But both those movies I would highly recommend if you just want to see something that you'll never see anybody else do.
I like it. How about you, Danny?
What was the question again?
Never mind, I'll go. Obscure movies. Something that you feel was a really good movie that people am I wording this right? Are
like an obscure movie that you'd recommend.
Yeah. That maybe nobody else has seen.
Believe it or not, there's this movie called Instructions Not Included. And going back to a movie that will make you fucking cry, that movie right there will fuck you up. I watched it one time and I told myself I would never watch it again.
Yeah, isn't that the one with Josh Hartnett or Josh Duhamel?
I'm gonna check because I know
I think I know that is a tearjerker. I think if that's the same one that you're talking about.
Hold on, I gotta make sure that I gotta see who the actor. Instructions.
The fucking handsome dude that looks like Timothy Olyphant from Transformers.
Here it is. Instructions Not Included. It has actors. It has Eugenio. He's like a Latin actor. Loretta, whatever, and fuck her name is. But like the movie is like about a Latino guy who he's a womanizer. He wants to be like this top guy and all this shit, but then he gets his like girl that drops off this little girl who's supposed to be like his daughter. She just leaves it with him, and he's like raising her. I don't want to spoil the fucking movie because it's such. I kind of want to because it's such a good movie. So he's like raising this child, and then then the mom comes back, and they're together, and they're like helping each other raise this little girl, and he's like trying to figure out how to be a dad and all this stuff. So then, towards the end of the movie, it starts to, like, there's a scene where like he finds out where he's dying, right? Like that's what they show you, like he's dying or something like that, right? So like towards the end of the movie, like he's at the beach and he's with his daughter, and he's like living he's in the whole movie, he's kind of like living his last days, and he's trying to make this little girl's life better. So towards the end of the movie, he's at the beach with her, and he's like holding her, and she's asleep on him, and he's like, you know, this is it, it's time to say goodbye. And it was like, and then he cuts and it goes, and then she left. And the whole entire fucking time in the movie, it was the little girl who was sick and it was dying. So, dude, when I tell you that fucking movie, I couldn't sleep. It was so bad. Like, I slept with my kids. I was like hugging my kids. Please. Like, I could never, that movie right there, but it's so good. It is so good. The way they did it, it was like so good. Like, it's one of those movies that have like, one of those like, what is it? Like twisted endings, like The Mist, right? A movie that has like a crazy fucking ending.
Did you say The Wiz?
Like something like, no, no, the Mist.
Oh,
the
Mist.
Oh,
That
the
was
Mist.
fucked up.
That the
And
Mist.
totally not like how the book is, but
Yeah,
novella,
that
whatever.
and yes. But like it, and even you ever watch The Gray with Liam Neeson? The Gray.
No.
That's another great movie.
No, I fought
movie.
wolves for real. I don't need to watch Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he's a Mexican comedian. Yep. But like that movie, I highly recommend. That's a movie that I mean, when you see it and you start watching, you're like, oh, this ain't really for me. But like, if you really pay attention to it, especially with us dads, like if you're a dad, that shit'll really hit you, man. I'm telling you. Like I watched it one time, and like every time my ex-wife would say, "Hey, let's watch it," I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't want to watch this movie. I don't want to cry in front of my son." It was a great movie.
Unworthy is looking at Debbie Does Dallas on his phone.
No, I had to make sure I had my pick. I almost called it by the wrong name. I was like, I have to make sure I'm saying this right, so people aren't looking up the wrong one. I would say there's this movie, and it's from. I actually don't know when it's from. I remember watching it when I was in high school. It was like on the HBO channel, and it's called Heavy, and it's starring Pruitt Taylor Vince. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was he was in Constantine. He was in Walking Dead. He was the dude that shot Carl in Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about? Big heavy set guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was starring him and Liv Taylor.
Okay.
Aerosmith dude's
daughter, yeah.
And there was a scene in this movie that like touched me like on a very emotional level, where he was like
where exactly did it touch you?
It's dude with crazy eyes from Constantine.
Yeah, the heavy set dude that his eye doesn't stay straight.
Yeah.
There was a scene in this movie, Heavy. I almost called it Fatso, so I had to because Fatso is kind of like the same thing.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to be a little bit on the chunky side, and there was this scene in this movie that when I watched it, where these people are picking on him, and he's like, he's like, he stops what he's talking about with these people, and like he just like turns and he's eating. It was like a habitual eater, like eat to avoid your conflicts and shit, and like he's like, you see his eyes were doing that twitchy thing back then too, but like he was like, his eyes are like darting all over, and he's like eating, and he's trying not to cry, and like that movie sums up my whole fucking childhood. So like, if you don't, go watch that movie. Actually, it doesn't sum up my childhood because he's a full grown adult when this all happens, but
I'm gonna watch that movie.
Super good movie. It's called Heavy, not Fatso. It's called Heavy.
I'm gonna watch it just so I understand.
It was such a good movie. The story, like the acting's not all that great. I'm not gonna lie, like the acting's not all that great, but the storyline was really good. About this guy, he loses his mother. Sexy ass Liv Taylor is trying to help him out, and then he takes it as like she thinks that he's in love with him, and so it's kind of like a coming to terms with yourself type movie. Definitely really good though.
Okay, gotta check that out.
It's not as good as answer as you guys, but it's another one that I think.
Well, I mean, I want to watch it.
Maybe
now I want to watch it.
Yeah, I want to check it out too.
I want to watch it. If it has,
I should have said for ones that make you cry, because like the little fat boy in me was crying. Dude was trying not to cry, and as he's eating his sandwich, because it reminded me of the scene because that scene where he's like eating, like to not cry. It reminded me, I used to be the ball boy on my sister's basketball team when I was a kid. Like, I don't know. I just traveled around with the team, and like they gave me a camera, and they're like just videotape, and like there was a big tripod. So I was like just basically sitting there in front of this camera with a tripod. And there was this kid that played on the boys team. He was a dickhead. And I used to go eat lunch with the basketball girls because
Okay.
who wouldn't want to do that? And this boy that was interested in my sister, he came over to the table that we were all eating at, and he's like, "Oh, 2 pieces of pizza, like you need that." And I was like, I didn't say shit. I was like a little kid. I was like shook. I was like just sitting there eating my 2 pieces of pizza.
Man, that's that type of stuff that causes some things to happen in schools, that type of picking on people.
Yeah, absolutely. Nowadays, for sure.
Yeah, like let the kid eat the 2 pieces of pizza, sometimes it's,
What, if younger me or current me could go back and talk to that younger me that was getting told that, you know what I would tell him? I was like,
stop eating 2 pieces of pizza.
You put your pieces of pizza down and you put them on a plate and you turn to him and you look at him as serious as you can and you say, I need all the carbs I can for all the energy I'm going to spend fucking your mom later.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's what I should have said.
That would be great. I'm gonna check that movie out. If it makes me better understand you, I'm definitely gonna watch that movie.
Well, I don't want to say it was my childhood in a movie because he wasn't an adult. I was a child. That's
and he doesn't have crazy eyes.
I related it. Like, yeah, my eyes are under control, and I was a child. This dude was an adult, but still a good movie. And Liv Taylor, you can't go wrong.
I mean, that sort of sounds like not sort of similar thing, like the miscommunication of like somebody helping somebody out. You remember the Robin Williams movie Jack?
Yeah.
So like he had that thing with him and the teacher, that like miscommunication, that misfeeling type of situation.
Yeah.
Oh man, now that you mentioned Robin Williams, I gotta go watch 1 Hour Photo. Do you remember 1 Hour Photo?
Yeah,
that was a fucking good movie.
That was a good movie.
Wait, actually, now that you're saying, I'm thinking of like now I'm like, okay, then you have of Mice of Men, where he got miscommunicated with the lady at the end, and then caused that whole situation. There's a lot of movies with like miscommunication where the guy misunderstands like certain types of kindness.
Yeah, because we're all men. That's not where we think. We're not thinking with kindness in our heads. We're thinking about like, oh, she talking to me.
She might be interested.
Yeah,
might lead to something. Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Look what Judd said though. Unworthy guarantee that dude is fat and alone today.
That's why.
Thank you, Judd.
He's probably watching this show now. He's like, he says he's gonna fuck my mother. All right. So, yeah, we've got to the part where
where Danny doesn't know how to say that we're ending the show.
So we got into So again, Art, thank you so much for coming on, dude. I knew this was gonna be fun, and you're an awesome guy. So we usually we're in the part where we like to do plugs. So like,
oh yeah. Oh shit, we haven't even done plugs.
Yeah, there you go. That's a plug right there. There's a plug right there. I think every time
that's when he's pulling out the plug. That's that facial expression.
Oh, stop what you're doing. Let me do this part, please.
I'm like
screwing this.
I'm lost here. So
all right, first plug is Unboxing Arts channel. Go check them out on YouTube. It's actually called State of the Art. His show is called State of the Art.
Every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. So definitely check it out. You want to come?
Great show. There's a lot of good shows that you can watch on Wednesday, and State of the Art is definitely should be on your top of the list.
Yeah. Well, 88 Pigs did that TV guide.
Yeah.
On that post, I thought that was really cool. So check that out too.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking for those channels, to have where you can have something like daily to watch, definitely check that out.
And Danny, there's a show on Mondays.
Yes, we're back. Toy Talk is back every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's hosted by myself, Toy Father, No Chewing, and Cox Crate. And yeah, we're back. And lately, we're taking a break with the interview. So we just been on talking about Laser Man and
Laser Man. Goddamn, I need
Laser Man and Shitstorm. and we're just so check us out every Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then going back to Art, let me tell you, you always have great guests on your show, dude. Like every time you're on. Go ahead.
But with guests and stuff, I like to have my guests, but it's like I like to have a break. Like I can't. I'm not a huge fan of having back-to-back guests. I just like to have a guest, and then a couple episodes just talking action figures, and then a guest, a couple episodes, because that back-to-back guest stuff you can just get burnt out, or you might have guests that were in the adult film industry on your stream that it's like why but hey.
Yeah.
Well, is there a specific guest that you had on there?
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I think Danny knows what I'm talking about. Were you part of that?
No comment.
Okay. All right. So also you can go over to YouTube and check out Behind the Plastic. They just had the new episode drop today with Green Geek 88. I haven't been able to watch it yet. I was busy as shit all day. But definitely go check it out.
Great episode.
For no reason other than because Zach, Sequential Plastic, and Not a Bird, Not a Plane Photography, and TMNT, they are awesome hosts and always have awesome guests. And they won't make you stick. They won't make you stick to that 12-minute program.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of talking, they'll cut you off. Like, that's it. You're out of here. So go check that out. And also on Sundays, you can check out the Lazy Boy Sundays on YouTube, which is a good time to remind you guys that, or not remind you guys, because this is going to be the first time you've heard it. But next week, we are going to have Blitzfigs on the show with us. We're going to be talking about SummerSlam and wrestling, and we'll probably do some other non-related bullshit like we usually do. So definitely check out Lazy Boy Sundays, Behind the Plastic, Toy Talk, State of the Art. And if we have missed any of our good friends' shows, you can go hit up the A Worthy Addiction. There is a link in the bio, and it gives you all of these awesome YouTube shows that you can watch, all of these awesome podcasts you can watch or listen to. So if we don't mention you, it's not because we don't love you. It's because we do love you, and we have a link. So go check that shit out. Perfect. And Danny, do you have any last thoughts?
Yes, I do. I would like to thank everyone who took part in Black and Wednesdays for the month of July. Your shots were all amazing. Thank you for just having fun with me and, but more importantly, supporting each other and just kind of like reminding yourself that this was always fun from the get-go, right? It's not like it's okay to take it, it's okay to, want, to get gigs, and land all these, sponsors and all. That's great. And again, like I always say, I support that and I wish you well. And I wish that, all the success in the world, but don't forget what got you started with collecting and taking photos was fun. And that's what Black and Wednesdays is all about. So again, thank you guys so much. And again, you guys are the reasons why Black and Wednesdays are awesome. And you guys have been doing that for, I want to say a few months already, right? It's been what, like 6 months, maybe? Not even. We're not even close.
You started back in October.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
However many months is between October and this month.
So yeah. So again, I just wanted to plug that in and thank everybody. So yes, thank you for taking part in Black and Wednesdays. And also too, thank you for taking part in the No Justice collab, because that fucking collab has been fucking awesome. And like, yes, shout out to Unworthy and his awesome collab and everybody that took part in that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This last week's No Justice collab was a fucking packed house. So thank you for everybody that joined in on that. Great stuff. Art, how about you? You got any plugs? Anybody you want to mention other than Judd?
I mean, just everybody you guys mentioned. I mean, anybody that we mentioned through this stream, go check them out. There's just so many people that that we could sit here and be rambling off. We'd be going for another hour, but I would say, Toy Talk, Cox Create, Toy Addict, I mean, Unworthy, follow all the Instagram stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. Just everything that we've been talking about. You hear something that we've been mentioning, movies, channel or whatever, go check it out.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's all about community. We got to stick together. We're all in this hobby together, and that's what we try to bring to this show is that we all got into this. We all know each other from the hobby of collecting or action figure photography. And we try to focus on the fact that we all know each other that way, but then totally just bullshit about everything else other than the thing that we all have in common. So if you want to be a guest on A Worthy Addiction and talk about some bullshit or play some stupid ass weird games, just fucking hit us up. Like we're always open to have anybody on.
Yeah.
And before we close off, we usually like to let our guests know that when we go live or go off of live, that doesn't necessarily mean you just got to vanish unless you want to, because we've been doing this for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And also, we'd like to end with a quote. And as requested by Vico San, I would like to say, in brightest day, darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might fear my power. Green Lantern's light. And with that, Danny?
Good night, beautiful.
Oh, shit. I almost just hit end broadcast instead of hitting. Oh, shit. Now I'm all fucked up. Here we go. Outro.
Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Click that notification bell
for more content.